Who's pitching?
It's a great question.
Astros have been.
The Astros are playing Oakland.
We're live. What was it? Dodgers what?
The Dodgers and Astros are boosted to 175 on FanDuel right now. An exclusive boost, making me feel special, like I gotta take it.
You were the only one. You're the only one in the whole country.
Is it for them both to win or what?
Yeah, both of them to win. They're both playing terrible teams, I think, but they both lost to those terrible teams last night. So I don't know how to handle it.
They're not going to go 2 in a row to those terrible teams.
The Nats and the A's.
I just want to see the lineup and make sure.
You got Garcia pitching for the Astros, and you got White pitching for the Dodgers.
White has been pretty solid this year. I want to see the rest of the lineup. And
he's a Dodgers guy, so if you have a Dodgers question, go to him.
All right, I can dig it.
Braves here, and then
why did Freddie Freeman go over when I bet him over 1.5 total bases last night? Can you tell me that?
Because you bet him.
Oh, come on. We're going strictly on superstition.
Yep. It's baseball. Is there not superstitious?
Baseball? You know, I believe that Tim Anderson will get 2 hits every time that I bet him, and that has come true. So,
well, hey.
Okay, that's
so
fair.
why did you not bet him instead of Freddie?
That's because Tim Anderson is dog.
Tim Anderson, dog for sure. Dansby Swanson, dog.
Yeah,
for
Swanson's
sure.
a dog.
Okay, lineup.
Those are my 2 favorite people to bet props on.
They haven't even.
And Sandy Alcantara.
Acuna prior to injury also, but now he's.
Oh man,
they haven't released their lineup just yet. But
Duval going down for the season, also sad.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit. Trust me. Riley though, Riley's on fire.
Riley is awesome. I mean, I think I sent that to the group, didn't I? I've got a $150 future on the Braves to win it all.
What I miss?
Yes.
Yeah, my boy.
Let's go.
You guys
Plus
talking
1,000.
baseball?
Yeah, he fell asleep. It's fine. It is what it is.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Cole, we used to umpire baseball. You and me, buddy.
I know.
A lot of it.
Back in the day.
So much. Actually, you swindled your way into softball. Nepotism.
He did.
That's
just
bullshit.
where it's at, bud.
Softball, 90 minutes. They got a countdown clock going in softball games.
Well, most of the tournaments too go to 70 minutes in softball.
Do they really?
Yep.
I hate you.
I hate you.
I just remember me and Walk Up sweating it out there.
You know how many people I got hired to the
Oh, man.
CIUA, Central
100?
Iowa
Everybody?
Umpire Association?
Name somebody.
And Drake had its own branch.
Van
It's got the
Ginkles
closed
was
captions.
in business.
Yes, they were.
They were
I
in
can
business
change it.
with
I
those
just wanna see
pants
how
and
it
those
looks.
shirts, baby.
Indeed.
It's really not that bad because this bottom line isn't level, so it kind of messes with my head. But it's all right.
It's all right. We're trying things out. I'm just making sure I can get all this twitted out. All right.
Brian, what are we up to today?
Yeah. We're back, boys.
We are back. Took a little hiatus. We had a long British Open episode that made enough content for probably a couple weeks, but
A few. Someone had to hydrate from that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So this
It took 2 weeks. That's for damn sure.
So this week we're going to recap and kind of wind down on golf. British Open was kind of our last hurrah a little bit. Now we'll talk about, Ryder Cup, President's Cup, or those kind of things, but that was kind of our last hurrah. I mean, we're going to still make our one and done picks. Not that we're really threatening to make a ton of money in the one and done, but we're definitely gonna continue to make those.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna introduce our boy over here,
That's me. Hello.
Steve Flynn.
Stephen F. Baby. We'll get there.
We will.
Story will
We'll
give him a
introduce
proper
him,
intro.
Yeah.
and then we are going to jump into kind of a little bit of a football intro. Right around the corner.
Showing what our show's about.
Right around
The
our corner.
layout.
This is exactly where we started. Was football. So it's fun to come back full circle.
Season 2.
I promise to do better.
I promise.
I'd say we made it, but you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
We replaced
Yeah.
the other two, and by replaced I mean people move on, things happen. But now we got full squad again. Back to the force.
Feels good to be back to 4. I'm not gonna lie.
It really is. Because like also sitting in the middle with you two there, you know how tough it is to like remember to go and like almost full rotate. And now I can see the press.
On full disclosure, I kind of like to cuddle, so I don't mind being a little bit closer.
Hey, that's fine. You're a quarterback. You like hands in places.
So we got Cole over here saying, "Hey, I'm a bigger guy. I like to cuddle. You're over here. I'm a bigger guy. I don't like to sit next to people at all."
There's a reason Flynn and I didn't get to sit next to each other.
Too close, man. You're too close.
You're too close. All right, let's do a little.
All right, let's do. Should we do that quick recap of the British Open?
Should we?
It is going to be quick. I mean, there were some pretty solid picks in here. There was some also really bad picks, but there's also a lot of shots.
I hate Rory.
You know what the problem was? The
I can't share that.
degenerative betting,
the OneDrive is,
i.e., the side bets were bad.
Oh, him.
So,
Yeah.
What's up?
We were bad degenerate betting.
Yes, we're not good at it.
Well, I was trying to say degenerative.
Yeah,
which
you did. You just did it.
I think you just degenerate-ish.
I think you just degenerative your brain cells when you took 5 shots the other week.
Many.
It was 4, and then he had.
No, I think it was 5, and then he had a drink.
Was it 5? Oh yeah. I see. I even forgot. Things happen. Shit happens.
I mean, he's
3.5 hour. Dare I call it a show?
Mainly to keep you alive.
Yeah,
really.
Just,
I mean,
we just kept talking.
We did. I don't
When
remember.
We.
Do you remember what the last maybe half was about?
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
Subscribe and listen.
like, subscribe,
Save
follow,
it.
share, baby.
You might need a long car ride. All right.
We'll start. Let's just go bottom to top, since one and done is always typically our last pick. So we'll go to bottom to top. Player to fade here. Stoy faded Scotty Scheffler.
Let's go.
Solid fade.
Started
I mean,
third.
it would have, regardless of our parameters, would have been outside, and that other person, if they would have picked him to win, would have taken that shitty shot there. So that was a good start. Cole took John Rahm, ended up T34, fourth best odds on both.
Yeah.
So that was a good fade there.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I'm gonna grab my first shitty shot here.
You gonna say it? I'm gonna push a button when you say it.
What?
What your player to fade was and why you're taking a shitty shot.
So my player to fade was Cam Smith.
9th.
He was 9th, and he won it.
What he did
Naturally.
what? He did what? We explained this last week. You don't remember. But anyways, I want to push my button. Your pick was.
I mean, you can flush the toilet. You can do whatever. I even said to you guys in the chat, I'm going to fade him but I don't like it.
Yeah, you did.
99 watermelon, baby.
Wait.
No, so what? I'll go back. Well, I can't go back because I don't know where you put
No,
it.
don't go back. It's fine.
So here, we don't take a shitty shot normally
Typically.
for this. So if that person wins it, you guaranteed have a
You
shitty
would
shot.
only have
And
had
minus points.
if someone had him up here.
That's when I double down.
Yeah. Now maybe next season? I think so.
Next season, because
I'm just
1 week, there was 1 week, and the reason that you argued is because everybody's player to fade finished better.
right.
Yeah.
Everybody took a shot. In that case, yeah, I understand what you're
I
saying.
have two.
So-
Also, the fact that I'm taking a shitty shot for Will Zalatoris and you're taking a shitty shot for Cam
Shut-
Smith just seems shitty.
Harsh. Well,
Cole, just
Hey, this is my segment of Cole bitches.
yes.
Every week.
yes. This is true. This is
Well,
true.
I mean, because you take a lot
And
of
I
shitty
have
shots.
legitimate gripe.
Yeah. Well, just take it to the off season.
Do a little less worse.
Yeah.
Be more betterist.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or don't make every single side bet, because I'm pretty sure you were the one who said a lot of these side bets.
Side bets as everyone.
Yeah.
It's part of the show. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
You
they're
just think at 'em.
People should not suck.
I mean, you just had.
I mean,
shitty
for
shots in 6
realistically,
weeks.
Cam Smith didn't suck. He played pretty good, and that's why I'm doing this.
Right, but
Will you
Stoy
just
and
take
I
it?
Didn't pick him.
No, we didn't. Do we even have enough left after you bought the 48 or whatever?
Probably not.
I don't know.
When
Oh,
we
it's
added
low.
when we added side bets, that was a
Got aggressive.
Quick.
Did. Quick.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, I lost most of them beginning. Like that's where I caught up to you guys.
Did you bet the British Open at all?
Absolutely did. I was devastated by Rory. That was tough. That was very hard for me. Had him at plus 1,000, which was the favorite at the time, pre-tournament, and yeah, That was hard. That was hard.
I mean, I think almost the best shot of that last round was Cam Young eagling 18 just to give himself a chance and saying, okay, Smith, you have to hold this, otherwise I'm here.
Absolutely.
That was legit. But jumping up to top 40, I took Justin Harding. We just talked about being a decent golfer, but he missed the cut here. DP World Tour guy. Those guys have been playing pretty well in these last couple weeks when we've been overseas, just because they're used to these courses, these link style courses. So but unfortunately he missed the cut. Grillo.
Yeah, we can just like fast forward through all
Missed
of
cut.
these. We were terrible.
Bezuidenhout.
Whoa.
Bezuidenhout at least made the cut.
Oh,
Made the cut.
Finished
He's
T68.
terrible. He picked him top
I
40.
missed the 40. Yeah.
Like we all suck, and we all picked
the
Tiger and whoever the hell Ryan Fox is. Like
That's another DP World Tour guy.
Jesus.
I wanted to give him some love because what was it, the Scottish Open, where DP World Tour was like 4 out of the top 10. It's like, oh yeah, I'll give these guys some love. That didn't work out.
Kids, this is why you don't bet out of fandom.
Yes. Correct. Absolutely.
That's my theme for this week. Don't use Stoy's gut.
That wasn't a gut pick. That's rude.
So
Worked
then,
out well for you.
jumping up outright winners. This is where Cole's first shitty shot comes into play. He took Will Zalatoris, who still had a good
T28.
T28. Stoy took Lowry, and he finished T21. And then I took DJ, who is having a very good major season. But just like Cole said, like that's just what he does. He has a good major season and doesn't care about much stuff. T6. So, Cole, the start of your downfall. Why are you shaking your head?
It's just so absurd.
Well, that I have one and you have one for that?
I think it's more.
Don't get last.
It's been a long season. I don't know why you grabbed 2.
Well, you know, we got 2 there.
You got 2 letter coming. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it.
So then,
Can't grab 4 at a time.
jumping up to our one and dones, Stoy and I both took Zalatoris. I think Stoy already took Lowry, otherwise he was going to take him.
No.
Is that right?
No. I wanted Lowry. Over here, his stats talked me into it, and that's why we ended up having a side bet.
Okay.
And the side bet was if Willie Z does worse than Lowry, Cole has a side bet because I went with his stats instead of my gut.
But one and done pick for Cole ended up, I mean,
Just saying.
he's been on a tear a little bit lately.
I didn't have Rory.
Rory with
was a good
the third finish outright. I mean, you've been on a tear a little bit recently. I'm super glad that Stoy picked Zalatoris with me because it got me back to 0 rather than me being negative
The
this
first
week,
negative ever.
that was bad. Side bets. This is where
It goes downhill
it's
fast.
just a shitty shot plethora over here. Over under, we went at 11.5. I don't know why that was the number. Let's go. But
Because Stoy thought the weather was going to be bad.
20?
No, I forgot. Why did we do?
Well, I mean, we didn't know if the wind was going to blow.
Yeah.
Over there, if
Right.
the wind blows,
But we did
they
say.
literally had the nicest weather they've ever had
Yeah.
at St. Andrews.
And that's
Yeah.
what we said. We said if the weather happens, this is fine. If not, then
like all the side videos like that you watch on Twitter, you follow the golf guys that were over there, like they were literally in shorts and t-shirts and they never are.
Yeah.
And it was like a
happens.
heat wave went through St.
I
Andrews.
mean,
with
let's
no
be
wind
honest.
for
Like
6
I
days.
wasn't 11.5. I don't know how much higher I would have gone 12.5, 13.5 before I would have said under.
Right.
It would have been very close to those two.
I'm just
So-
your resident under. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, you're a defense guy.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
We'll get there.
So Stoy has to draw his first shitty shot. Our next one, we just went with the old boys. John
Butterscotch. Damn it. I wish we had some bambu. Son of a.
John Daly to make the
Finished my
cut.
home batch this week.
John Daly to make the cut. Stoy and Cole both said yes. That did not happen.
Did you just weren't here for that?
No, I said no.
Okay. I didn't see a letter.
Pineapple.
The Y means yes. Like yes, he'll make the
But
cut.
a blank means
No, he will not.
clearly no. Or, to me, it's a no bet or I wasn't here or something.
That's what
No,
I mean.
I was definitely
He left at that point.
No, I know. But
no.
you could just put an N
Right.
and
That's fair.
take care of that.
Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson. Cole said he wasn't going to make the cut. He was right. Stoy and I.
Another apples. Having 4 is like
Chocolate latte.
what order do you go in?
Are you complaining?
No,
Okay.
I'm asking like what order I should go in. Legitimate question.
We'll let our guests decide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tiger top 30. Everybody.
Those eyeballs say it all.
I just looked
Tiger
up.
top 30.
And wow. Wow. A lot of bass.
Tiger top 30. He had Tiger for the top 30.
That's untrue. That is patently untrue.
We only have 3 left.
Yeah.
And Willie Z versus
You have
Lowry.
4 left.
Oh, we'll get to you.
Willie Z versus Lowry. Did you pull yours for that?
I didn't.
You
have
did.
That. That's his.
I did.
He's got 4.
I pulled my bananas.
Yep.
We've got
Okay.
4.
Perfect. Well, that is that's the British Open.
I think apple, banana, butterscotch, pineapple's
I'm
apple.
gonna take our bananas together.
Yeah. One of these days we should
got
have these cold. Oh,
Straight mystery and chocolate.
so I mean, since we only have 3 left, besides giving them all to Steve, would be
Not happening.
Are we gonna do the combined thing? Should we bring in a barrel and combine them? Should we do that?
No.
That could be like
Like
I
the
mean,
worst of the worst.
That could be like our shitty shot.
How do you like the smell?
That could be our new shitty shot for football season.
That's what I'm saying. Football season starts next week.
Football season, we can do that.
So we get new shitty shots. I have a little plastic barrel or a wood barrel, and we'll pour it in. And if you
But the
have
most-
the worst take,
The most we
that's
can
your
get.
shitty shot.
I think the most when we were calculating it up, it was like you could get 2 unless somebody doubles down on you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just don't want to.
You don't wanna
drink
do
all
that?
of these mixed. I don't even want to drink them not mixed.
I know.
Well, that's fair.
It's just a little King's Cup. That's all good. All right. Well, here's to 1.
To this shit being bananas.
Chocolate
Shit
covered bananas.
is bananas.
BANANAS.
Bananas is.
It's fine.
Chocolate's just not good.
It's just overall just not great. But anyways,
Jump into the
let's.
next.
Oh yeah, we still have 3M.
We'll just jump quick. Next week, we obviously didn't have a show last week, but we still made our one and done picks. One and done picks. We actually all had separate picks, so that works out. I took Brendan Steele, missed the cut. Stoy took Sahith Tigala.
Who's been
He
playing
missed.
well?
He's been playing well. I took Brendan Steele because I didn't think a lot of people were going to take him, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll get some points. It didn't work out, but thank Cole keeping his heater here. Sung JM, little T2 finish.
So do you guys not have a shitty shot for miscut?
We just said that for these ones that we do, we're not doing shitty shots at all.
That's fair that it affects you guys like that.
We literally did we not just sit there the whole time? Oh,
Just for you, Cole, I will.
God. It's like
I mean,
we
I'm
make
just
these
saying-
rules and
I'm
then
just saying
and then
Cole,
when it's not in his
Cole.
advantage, Cole just
Here it is.
chip, chip.
This
I
is
only
for Brendan
hear it
Steele.
when it says my name.
This is for Brendan
And I'm
Steele.
like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I did a great pick. You guys both missed the cut.
after agreeing earlier.
I still just took a shot for Zalatoris, finished 28th in a golf tournament. Like, he made a shit ton
That's-
of money, you know?
Yeah, that's
I just
winner,
took it.
Anyways,
No,
let's
stop making valid points. I'm making my point.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. You make yours.
We'll let Cole win one
Let's-
argument.
We'll go
Thanks,
over
Ryan.
our overall standings before we move on, and our one and done. As of the 3M, Ryan is in 33rd.
There's 37 or 36. One
There's
of the two.
37, and a couple of them haven't picked in a while. Cole's
I
up
mean,
to
I basically shouldn't
27.
have picked in
It
a
starts
while.
with a
I'd still be
2.
there.
Oh my God.
I got so excited. You know how long it's been since I've been in the
One
20s?
One shot.
The first
No,
week
wait till he
because
gets all
I've been close to dead last in this pool
He hasn't-
the whole
whole
year.
time.
he hasn't
all
been he hasn't been in the 20s all year.
All year.
Besides when it was alphabetical order to start the year, then I think
You
he
got to
might have
turn.
been.
You got to turn the base, bud, towards you.
It's all about the bass.
It's a weight issue.
I'm all about the songs today.
You are.
You know me and my
And
music.
then your boy is 12th. Dropped out of the top 10, but
Also,
you'll
I
that
have to
with
get a
missed
quick
cut.
mention in. Tony Finau won the tournament.
Absolutely.
That's my boy.
We've been trying to get you in there, Tony.
I told you this week would
Cole's
have been
got
the
like
first
personal
week.
ties to Tony Finau, in
that-
case you were wondering, Steve.
My one and done would have been him,
wasn't,
and my
but
outright would have
that's
been
okay.
Finau this week. It would have been the best possible week I could have had.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we'll always cheer my ass off for that guy on Sundays.
Absolutely.
So watched every shot of the 3M that no one else out there would watch simply because he was winning. So, or going to attempt to win.
fair.
So
I'm gonna pull that up actually.
Oh,
'Cause they
you don't
noticed-
have to.
Oh no, we do.
Okay.
I got to log back.
By the way, while he's pulling this up, everybody, I just want you to know that we did go back and we did update from the
Whoa,
Masters.
Correction. When he says we, it's his job to do it. So he decided to finally get it done.
I get paid in
Are you ready
Blue
for
Moon Light
pineapples yet?
Skies.
Yeah, hold on.
As he's pulling this up, though, I'll go over overall points to date. Cole is in the lead, 195. Stoy is in second with 182.
I can't.
I am in last with 153. Just bad. But I'm super good at shitty shots. I am in the lead. I am in the lead with 34. Cole is actually making a push. There's a 2 in this as well. He's at
It's
32.
the second number, though.
Yeah, he's
Can
at
we
32.
talk about how good I am at getting shitty shots that don't result in point loss?
You want to know what camera it is?
That is true.
Yeah. I'm only 2 shitty shots away. I'm beating you by like 50 points.
Hey, easy. It's 52.
Exactly.
Or no, it's not. It's 42.
Well, whatever.
Jeez.
That's a lot of points for only being
Don't-
2 shitty shots
Hey,
apart.
don't toot your own horn.
I'm going to.
I'm going to.
That's because I'm just a better sheer side better than you.
Guys,
When it comes to side bets, like I just own you. I live in your head rent free.
It's side bet points.
When it comes to side bet points, I'm beating you.
I'm beating you. Well, I'm clearly winning the side bet losses.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
you pull it up there. I got it.
Man,
Can't pull it up there.
I'm actually.
You can't?
No, that has to be signed into the OneDrive that we just talked about earlier.
But hey, I got that to work. It's
Come on.
camera 1.
That was
Hey,
a,
there we go.
That was a great late season comeback for me to overtake Stoy in the points, considering the shitty shots.
What do you mean?
You've
leading.
had the lead.
You've had the
whole
lead for a
damn
long
year.
time.
You just had the shitty shot lead.
Yeah. By
No,
Which
no,
you
no.
closed the gap
I
a
had-
little bit.
I have.
I had the shitty shot lead by.
No, but I mean,
No,
like,
he was he was like 15
No,
shots
we're
away.
not talking golf scores here.
we're not talking low scores here.
No. I think the worst part about this is you guys had to have a 3.5 hour episode because of the amount of shitty shots that Cole has. He did it again, and I'm still 2 more than him.
Yeah.
It's just a tough look for the brand.
Hey, when you're good, you're good.
That's all right.
All right.
But again,
What's your
updated through
brand?
the Masters. What's my brand?
I was just curious. You said for the brand.
Well, I have a tattoo that has an ASIC symbol, so I think I'm sponsored by ASICs, actually.
Yes, he did put that on his lower back. It
I
is
didn't
a
know if
tramp
that was
stamp.
It's
like
not
the-
my lower back. It's
hot
your
dog,
lamp
lamp
back.
stamp.
hot dog at the turn brand. Or what,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
what are you doing for?
I am a Max Homa dog father. I think that could be my brand.
Yeah, can be a brand.
I didn't know if it was wrestling related or like what it was.
No.
All right. I'll pull
No.
up DraftKings.
Actually, there is a brand out there called Kind of Fat, Kind of Fit.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know what? I got some love handles, but at the same time, like, you might not know it.
You like
So
to
kinda
take
fat,
care of
kinda
yourself a little bit.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I have a 3-month-old daughter that keeps me fit.
Places
so.
I don't fit
There
in
you go.
kind of fit.
Exactly.
What's just fat?
Kind of fat, kind of fit. So this brand though is actually super cool. So all their T-shirts and everything. So one of them is like a slice of pizza, and the
That
pepperonis
fits.
are barbells.
That fits.
Perfect.
Okay.
Like,
All
kind
right,
of fat,
okay.
kind of fit. It's actually a pretty cool.
Let's
brand.
get to Rocket Mortgage. And
He's still making bets over here.
I mean, I'm not just on Twitter over here, guys.
we have a new degenerate. Welcome. He's not welcome yet. We still
Okay.
got to get through the damn Rocket Mortgage.
Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah,
Steve,
come
you're
on.
in.
Oh, you're in, baby. We're doing one and dones only.
what?
Let's
What?
go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I don't have
For
the
yous-
I don't
for
have the
yous.
gut of
I'll
Mr.
pull-
Stoy Hall. I can't just.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, give me some names. Who's the favorite right now?
Patrick Cantlay.
Whoa. I don't like that.
Tony Finau second. Will
Uh-oh.
Zalatoris third. Cam Young fourth. Max Homa fifth. Cam
You need me
Davis
to do it?
sixth.
I might.
I mean, I don't know why I'm
'Cause I'm
asking who
getting
the
this
favorite is. I have.
right now.
When you have it on the
Yeah.
betting apps,
Yeah.
it started doing that to
Well,
me
I'm
too.
looking
Go to
at
advanced.
baseball, guys.
And just go.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants
Yeah.
to talk
I
about
think our
baseball.
firewall something stop
Gotcha.
liking it.
All right. So
That's a different podcast. That's on Wednesdays.
here's
Just
the
me,
picks.
just me and my baseball.
I just likes talking about dingers.
Dingers.
It's Dinger Tuesday. It's all to talk about today.
And
Dingers
you
and
can,
tacos.
You can take whoever you
Dingers
want.
and tacos.
Grayed out. So for example,
And I hate no dingers.
in this league, grayed
I'll
out
eat
means
some
that I've already taken them.
That sounds so good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You might have
Yeah.
talked me into stopping by the Clipper on the way home.
I will.
Those tacos are so good.
They're really good.
Mm.
They're really good. And
Shout
really
out to the
cheap.
Clipper tacos. Taco
Yank-
Tuesday.
Yeah.
the Clipper.
And super cheap, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Super cheap.
There's two guys
Nice little
back to
towny
back
bar
on
in
this
the middle of
list
Ankeny.
that I like a lot. One is grayed out, one's not.
It's dual level.
Give me
Oh, yeah.
Siwoo Kim
I've never been up
to
there.
finish top 20.
We're going down to the.
Well,
second
no. This is just like pure
It's like a
three
split
steps.
level home.
We don't. We're not taking the actual bet itself.
No, it's not a 2-story.
Oh.
This is just
Oh.
pure finishing
It's
position.
3 steps.
So I've just got to bet on him to finish, or anyone to finish in any
Yeah, like
position.
you want Siwoo to finish better than any of ours.
Oh.
But don't get worse because then you have a shitty shot.
Yeah, just don't be
That
the worst.
that
You just want to not
that
be the
checks
worst.
out.
Just
That
don't be
checks
the
out.
worst.
I mean, yes, you want them to win, but ultimately you just don't want to be the worst.
Can we just bet money?
Who invited this guy? He's like,
I don't know this guy.
Aaron Judge is hitting another dinger tonight, though.
I do
Can
have
we-
him to take
Can we not
take
do
a
shitty
yard.
shots? Let's just take money. I'll put 10 on it.
Give me max. I don't.
oh yes.
He's like, I'll give you $20 not to take this shot.
That is the stage of life that I'm at, man. That is the stage of life that I'm
Believe
at.
you me, this is the only place on a Tuesday that I take shots in my life
Oh my
anymore.
God.
Actually, shots in
And
general.
if you think I had that in
What
mind
is-
when I joined the
do you have-
podcast, you're wrong.
Yeah. No.
So here we are.
DraftKings pulled up.
I
Yeah, I don't know why.
Weird.
listened to several,
That's
but I
not-
never saw the shitty shots segment, and so I didn't think it was real. If you wanted me to be honest.
That's
Well,
unlike
it came later on too. So
Yeah, I watched some of the early ones.
Yeah.
Some of the young guns.
let's just say if I'm home on a Tuesday, like last week I was home on a Tuesday, so I picked my kids up from daycare. They were mad because they have Tuesday picnics with mom,
Mm-hmm.
and so when I was there,
They were
my
not having
kids
it.
cried because they didn't think that they were going to get to have Tuesday picnic with mom because dad's
Dad
gone
was-
on Tuesdays.
Wow.
So like it's become that big of a thing in our household that dad is not here on Tuesdays,
He is
and we are
Incapacitated.
and we are happy. Like any other day is fine, but like my 5-year-old especially knows.
Why did that
it's
just
Tuesday.
override
So-
mine?
It's kids are fun.
Kids are fun. Kids are great.
Oh, great to see you too.
We don't have to
on a
do-
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We don't have
Go
to do
home, Dad.
where they're at on here.
So three
yeah.
people are gonna take
Just
shitty
until
shots off of just this.
Just one.
Just the guy who finishes last.
Just the worst guy.
Unless it's a
Homo
T.
was a rough choice.
Unless it's
Almost a
it's
great
tie.
choice.
Oh, I love. Yeah,
I actually
You're good.
love that
I
pick.
mean, he's a social media darling. That's pretty much the only reason I chose him.
That's great.
I can tweet about him.
I'm going
He
with.
might tweet back at you actually because that
So
dude just.
I wanted kids.
Just hammers Twitter.
I think
but
this
you're
is a
going
kid.
one and
Love
done,
it.
right?
Yeah.
so in
I wanted kids. I already picked his, so I'm going Cam Davis.
Okay.
Last year's winner. Playing
Ryan,
well.
are you ready, or you want me to go?
I'm ready. I'm going Davis Riley.
You bastard.
Do it.
Say that the nicest way possible.
Didn't
no.
you let him go first?
No, I had to go.
Yeah.
Not, I didn't think that's where he was going. I should have known that he would.
He does stats and stuff.
Well, like,
you
we're
guys are the
legitimate,
stat boys.
yeah.
No, I did not do any stats this week
I know.
because
I know that he loves Davis Riley.
Yeah.
I do love Davis Riley. What is he
37.
DraftKings wise?
3,700 FanDuel. What am I gonna do now?
Who am I looking for?
Oh my god!
I mean, Keegan-
4,000.
Keegan Bradley's never a bad pick.
how do you feel about Tringali?
triangle? No.
He's playing
Fade him.
good.
Fade
I
him.
know, but is he gonna play on this course?
No. It's triangle. It's not good.
I mean, actually, if
I'm just
I
so bitter
if I had him,
for this.
and this is a legit thing. If
You
I
wanna
had him,
trade?
I'd take Cameron Young.
Trade?
Trade.
Can't trade. It's one and done. How does that work?
Do you want to trade Tringali for Riley?
He doesn't have triangle, do you?
Yeah.
Oh. Our first
Have you
trade?
submitted your pick yet?
No.
I
Well,
have, but you can change it.
No, I know. Have you? But you have on our office pool. You've
Yeah,
submitted.
and you can change it.
I know you can. I'm just saying I don't want to change mine. I want to make you.
Cole, I don't know
I
if you
have
knew this or not, but you can
submitted.
change it.
I can.
what was that? One more
I
time?
change it every week, so it wouldn't change. But that's the thing. I didn't change it last week.
If I don't
And so I'm
actually
like,
if
so
I
you
don't
wanna
take
change it.
if I don't take Davis Riley,
Kiss. Absolute pick kiss.
if I didn't take Davis Riley.
By the way,
I'd probably
if I
take
had
Denny
Homa this
McCarthy.
week, I would have taken Homa, just so Steve feels better.
Yeah.
I
still have him
actually
nice
love
there.
Homa, but I'm not taking him this week.
Should I take? I don't think Finau's going to play well this week.
No, and you don't go back to back. We've already learned that.
What about Hadwin?
I've never had a problem with Hadwin ever.
Do I just go with Hadwin then?
Why
Do you want to go with Hadwin?
I actually,
Why do you
if,
not like
no,
Kisner?
like what I'm saying right now though.
I've
his course.
already picked him too.
What I'm saying right now is, if I didn't take Davis Riley, I'd probably take Denny McCarthy.
So take McCarthy. So he can
Denny
have Riley.
McCarthy. What kind of name is that? I can't.
Is it a trade? Is it a shitty shot trade?
Are you taking Denny McCarthy then?
I don't know who he is.
Are you trying to tell me to take him so you can take Davis Riley?
I'm just not going to pick Davis Riley if you pick Davis Riley in a week where we're only making one pick.
Hang on, time out.
Sorry, this conversation's going on
If
way longer.
if you
as
talk
shit,
someone else into a pick, you have a shitty shot if that person finishes better.
What?
That's what we did last week,
Yeah. Yep.
and it worked out
and
poorly
that's
for
how
you.
this happens.
That's how. Hey, Steve.
Actually, this is
while they're
this
still
is kind of
doing
a
their thing,
bomber's course, so you could take Trey Mullinax.
do you think you can get a Drake helmet or two? First,
I
to
just
put
don't like
right
him.
There?
He's just not going to win.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know. I know what you mean.
Whereas like Hadwin can win, Riley can
possibly.
win.
We'll get,
What
we can get
about
him in on a
Luke
pod
List?
too.
He
Who
can't
do you want
win.
in on a
He can
pod?
compete.
Coach?
He can't win.
Coach Stepp?
Davis.
Oh, I can talk to him.
Well, somebody already
He's done
said
some
Davis.
pods in the
don't
past.
really-
Really
Kisner
thought
can
about
win.
doing
What about Mav McNeely?
for
I think he can
homecoming,
win, but I've already picked him this year.
Really?
going live on
Alright.
campus,
I tell you what.
and then bringing in like all of the.
I feel like
alum
you have
and
I'm
more.
having them-
changing.
You have
I'm
more
sure
options.
your producer would
'Cause,
love
like,
you for that.
That's where I went
But
wrong in
here's
this
the
whole one
reason.
and done is that I
not-
picked a lot of those guys.
That's what he's paid for.
Here's the reason I went with Davis is because I didn't think that
Yeah.
a lot
That'd
of
be pretty
people
cool,
were
huh?
going to go
Yeah.
with Davis.
There'd be a lot of.
I need to
F-bombs
make a
is
jump.
the problem.
Yeah, so do I. And
But I
that's
think
why
a
you and
lot
I
of-
picked the same guy.
But that's why I think
We should
a
try
lot of people
to do it from
will
the press
pick Homa.
box during
That's
the.
why I think
during the
Hadwin
week.
would be like I'd be fine with that too.
Yeah.
So
We can
I
probably
think
do
both
that.
of those guys are gonna be good.
That'd be sweet.
well, you take Hadwin.
Would you
Then
rather
we could talk him
have?
into sponsoring at some point.
The university.
Well, we'll see who has.
Do you not have Cam Davis?
I think
I
the
do have
inverse
Cam
is what they're
Davis.
looking for.
I don't.
Yes. So
Do you think
Maybe
that's
be
a
looking
good
for
pick?
your financial
Young?
support, not necessarily the
If
other way
I-
around.
If I had Cam
marketing.
Young, I would
We can help with
100% take
recruiting.
him.
you guys are still doing this?
Yes.
He's bartering, I think, right now.
How many?
Can we
shots
get a
are you
wrap it up box
Yeah, we
on
can.
here?
taking? Yeah, I need a button for that.
Cam Young.
Thank you.
There we go.
There we go.
Great pick.
Done
I
and
Oh my lord.
God, I like that pick.
Sorry, I just saw that I didn't realize he was up so far on the board there.
Well, he's ranked 13th
So
in the
Ryan's
world or
got a
17th in
shitty
the
shot
world?
if Cam Young finished worse than Davis Riley.
Perfect.
Oh, so you did end up doing that set?
No,
That's,
I don't have a shitty shot though, because I'm the one that changed.
Oh, so you changed.
What is game?
Wait,
no, you
what?
didn't change. I
I
had
had
him
Davis
in.
Riley submitted first.
No, you didn't.
You can see the time at which you submitted.
Let's-
You get that confirmation email.
I mean, I had Davis Riley submitted before the show.
I think he did too.
Steve, how many people are hitting dingers tonight?
O'Neal Cruz
I had
and
Davis
Seiya
Riley
Suzuki are
submitted
the only
at
two that have hit so far. They played the day
12:23
game at Wrigley.
And you hit them both?
No.
Oh.
I had Wisdom. to homer
what's
in that
Cam
game.
Young, DK?
So that wasn't very
So-
smart, is what you're telling me.
No, it was not.
Mm-hmm.
Seiya and O'Neal
1800.
would have definitely been better odds.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, you live and you learn.
Are we done with golf now?
Yeah. But I did have Cam. I
Moving
did
on
have
to
Davis
baseball.
Riley picked at 12:23.
Did you pick before 12:23?
I did not, but that doesn't matter. I didn't look at his pick.
I know. I'm just saying.
I didn't look at your pick either.
You said
you
I
gave
had
me the
mine
go ahead.
submitted.
I
You
did.
said you just said,
You said-
I had mine submitted first, so I was going to timing.
And you said
Yeah,
and you said Ryan, who do you
I
got?
digress.
Don't
I
say
digress.
that.
I'm wrong. Oh, it takes a lot to say that. My wife never hears me say that.
Ever. Hey,
She
would you
never
save?
says that
Would you
either.
save the NFL 20?
Season 2.
I got
No.
What's that one?
That was just our one-off.
Oh,
Of
got
that.
it.
Wait, are we doing live pick?
Ooh.
Oh, good call.
No shot.
You have no shot at that?
Dustin Johnson?
I just have no idea. You'd have to show me a list, and I would just pick a name that I might
Okay.
recognize.
Well, guess what? I have a list. Lucky for you, I have a list.
Why don't we? We'll pull that up. I'm gonna start pulling stuff up.
Who are you picking?
I don't even know what the list looks like.
Yes, you do. We looked
Same
at it.
concept.
I know, but I just didn't care.
You weren't even looking.
Where's the tournament this weekend? I need a full course breakdown.
it
before I-
is.
You're not getting one.
Bedminster.
Nope, you're not getting one.
Bedminster.
It's Trump National this week, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Whatever
New Jersey?
Bedminster is.
London and West Palm Beach.
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
New Jersey. These are the teams.
Are we picking teams or are we picking?
Gosh,
Guys,
look at
don't-
you.
don't get
You already have great ideas.
He's here.
Don't get me started.
Oh, I listened to that one. Don't worry.
hey, it's-
That was an
getting the
intentional
itch over
comment. I will pick. Who's the top collegiate guy that they just pulled away from Texas or Oklahoma State?
Is that David Puig?
I don't know.
The Oklahoma State guy is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Are you ready
Let me
for
check it
three?
out.
Yeah, hold on. I just wanted to get to the live tour.
You
It's
mean
an
yes?
Arizona State
Yes means
guy.
no.
But that's
Pass.
not
Trade?
him.
No.
Yeah.
That means yes.
Are we doing trades?
Let me see.
What flavor you got there?
Peaches.
Peaches?
Millions of peaches.
Chikara.
Peaches for me.
Hold on.
I'll take
Live
Chikara.
Golf tweeted. Why?
Go
Because
Pokes.
he's the Oklahoma State guy.
Go Pokes.
All
I
right.
feel like that's just a gut emotional thing and not.
It's like poke him if you got him.
I just told you I have no fucking clue what is going to happen on this thing.
All right.
And he did it. He dropped the F-bomb.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did it.
Is that
Better you
frowned
than me.
upon?
Better you than me.
It's
It's a kid's show.
next week. You get a shot for that to start the show.
Does that hurt our analytics?
Not necessarily.
No.
Honestly, no. So if they're
It's just like a
roasting,
swear
if they're
jar.
roasting you and you use
Ours is
swear
a
word,
shitty
it's
shot
all right.
jar, not a swear jar.
Last swear jar.
So you're taking
Although Ryan
Genio.
would have.
The majority.
Right.
All of them.
I mean, I already do, guys. Let's just not. That's actually a good pick. I like that.
Oh God.
Good for you.
I
Good for
remember
you
the
coming
last
in
butter,
strong.
the last butterscotch I had. I followed with bamboo. It's way better that way.
What do you think?
You know what? Hey, Cole, why don't you go ahead and pick your live guy so I don't take him?
It's way,
And we'll save
better
us
if you pick
30, 45
Who you
minutes at
picking?
least.
Minimum.
Who you picking?
Jesus.
I don't usually. Ryan and I don't usually go back and forth like that.
Oh, but you're continually doing it.
What? Who you guys got in this Orioles Rays game to hit a home run? That's what I need to know. McClanahan's pitching for the Rays.
Wait. You
So
would,
it's gotta
you would
be a
be
Rays player.
assuming that
We
we know a player on either roster.
A
huge
actually
assumption.
Do
You got G-Man Choi, Paredes,
No.
or Diaz. Those are the things that are guys that I'm looking at right now.
I'm looking at the
Let's
starting
go with
lineups right
Diaz.
now, and I'll tell you.
because I know a name there.
Starts at 7:05 tonight.
Yandi Diaz
Yandi.
only has 4 home runs on the year. Don't love it.
Yeah. Don't. No.
The Rays tonight. Why aren't you taking? Did you say Randy Arozarena?
Yeah, but I don't like
His odds.
I don't like his odds.
Okay, that's fine. Then if I don't take him, I'm taking Trey Mancini.
Yeah, but he's playing against McClanahan, who's like
Hey.
10-3, 12
Live golf,
home runs.
or we just move on.
I made my pick.
He did make his pick. I'm waiting for Cole to make his pick because I don't want to hear Cole.
So if I'm the only one that
No,
makes
you
a
go,
pick,
and
then
then
the
I'll
rest of you
No,
have to
Cole,
take a shitty shot.
you go.
Is that right?
I promise
exactly
I won't,
how that
I won't.
works.
Move on.
Let's move on.
Who's
Do
my
it.
pick this week?
Yep. You see, you don't even know. You were just stalling.
Well, no, you're right. I don't know, but I didn't want you to cry again.
Nope.
I'm gonna go Matt Jones. What?
Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
Australian. He's actually a pretty darn good
Full disclosure
golfer.
was one of the one of the 3 guys I was looking.
Can you go back to the list?
Yeah, absolutely.
Check it twice.
I'll take Gooch.
Okay. That sounds about right.
They're playing on the East Coast.
New
Yeah.
Jersey.
Give me P. Reed.
There you go.
I don't even know where he's at betting wise.
That'd be solid.
Hey, we're on the same team.
Are we picking teams?
No, because I'm done with golf. Move on to something better, grander.
None of you guys are golf degenerates like I am.
No,
we all have our degenerates.
How many
So
of you guys
you-
watched
I'm
LPGA?
willing
Did
to
you-
learn if you've
Did
got
you
degenerated.
understand when he was talking about Max Homa and you picked Max Homa when he asked if the Dog Father was my brand, or like Turn Dogs were my brand.
No idea.
So Max Homa's caddy at the turn in every single tournament goes and gets a hot dog. He's got a brand of hats, everything that's literally the Dog Father with a hot dog on it, and it just says the Dog Father right under it.
Yeah.
I can
have
dig
the
it.
hat.
And then he breaks the rule, and he
No,
goes
no.
and shoots a plus 20.
I did do that once, and it was the worst round of golf I've played this year.
Just saying.
He made us play bad.
Yeah.
No. You guys could have turn dogs too. But hey, I will say, roller dogs on the turn are better than. They're better.
Hey, best hot dog ever. 2 minutes and 15 seconds in a deep fryer.
Is that
Okay.
extra crispy?
How does
Or
that
just
even?
I
extra
thought
oily?
honestly, Cole, when you looked at me like that and you said best hot dog ever, I thought you were going to talk about boiled hot dogs, and I said my grandmother did that to me when I woke.
Boiled?
You never had boiled hot
No.
dogs?
Yes, I've had boiled hot dogs. Have you ever had a deep fried hot dog?
No.
Yeah, wrapped
Well,
in
yeah, a
bacon.
corn dog.
No. This is
Corn dogs,
This
Jackie.
is a light layer corn dog, so you get the full hot dog experience with the corn dog finish.
What are your go-to toppings?
Relish and mustard.
No ketchup.
I will do ketchup, but it doesn't. It's
So
not
you're
necessary.
a Chicago guy.
And I will also
Chicago doesn't do ketchup on
I'll
their house.
also eat a naked dog.
I could do that.
You'll eat it naked.
I would rather have it naked than without ketchup. If that makes sense.
You have to have ketchup.
No,
No.
I don't have to. But if I'm going to put condiments on, I'm going to put ketchup on
no
my
one
hot dog.
puts condoms on.
So your number one
I
condiment
know,
on
me either.
If you can only have one, it's ketchup.
If I could only have one,
If you can only have one.
oh, it's going to be some type of amazing mustard.
Okay. Ryan?
Spicy brown.
Yeah.
By the way, this
Yeah,
is the dog
probably.
segment for those scoring
Yeah,
on.
probably just
one's
because that's what
scoring
I
out.
grew up and I hated everything else. So yeah.
It goes right into the dinger segment for Steve because hot dogs are meant
in.
for baseball.
Let's go, baby.
What's your one condiment?
Oh, my one condiment? If I just got to pick one, it's going to be
The
ketchup.
bun.
It's got to be ketchup.
Bun.
Yeah, bun assumed there already.
Yes.
Bun assumed. Never going to eat just a hot dog. Your raw dog explanation, no shot.
No, mine was
With a
hot
bun?
dog with bun. Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like
Not just pulling.
just
although
just pulling one
Full
straight out the
disclosure.
sleeve.
full disclosure, I used to eat them cold out of the fridge as a kid.
Cold out of the fridge.
We're chilled.
Cold out
And
of the
that's
fridge. Way better than
terrible.
boiled.
It's awful.
My
Cold out of the fridge
that's
is
the
better than
dumbest-
boiled.
100%.
Out of here.
Wait,
That's
do you like
disgusting.
bologna sandwiches?
Yeah, cold,
Absolutely.
fried bologna is
Absolutely love
Cold
bologna.
bologna,
sandwich.
mayo on Wonder Kids bread or Iron Kids bread.
I'm gonna keep
Huh.
it.
I mean, I have to find Iron Kids
Fry
bread.
the bologna
but
first.
It's the
and then
white
do it.
stuff that actually has vitamins like injected into it.
Oh,
it's just a powder sprinkled on top.
that's
something
what
like
Cole sends his kids to
they-
today.
also-
Also,
on the label.
just real quick, relish is my number one dog.
Sweet or
ingredient.
regular?
Don't care, dill or sweet.
I can't.
That's
the
good.
sweet's too. Yes. Ugh.
Sweet's
if I
a little
have,
much
if
for
I
me.
can only have one,
If a bar has a dog on the menu, would you order it?
A bar.
Absolutely not
like
going to
a-
pay money for a restaurant or for a hot dog at a restaurant.
I mean, if it's $1,
Yeah. Like yeah.
No, this place I think had like 2 dogs and fries.
No, I've been to
Oh,
a place.
hell no.
Absolutely not.
No.
But
I
my
100%
wife
do that
would
every
order
time.
chili dogs at a restaurant.
No.
Every time you do that,
At this restaurant,
What restaurant is that?
Cabaret, Ankeny. They actually got rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one else ordered.
No one
you were
orders
one of
hot
one.
Dogs.
Hey, it's hot dog guy. He's back
He's
again.
back again. Let's throw them on. They've been in the freezer for years.
I mean,
Gross.
guys,
It's
Guys,
best.
this is good.
It was Best Buy 2017.
God, he's a child. You're a
don't
child.
even talk to me
One
about
great
Best
thing
Buy
about-
2017. What did you just put in there?
Lime
Water?
juice
Best Buy?
2018. It's fine.
It's lime juice. Doesn't go anywhere.
You said
All right,
you used
take
it
your
last
shots.
week. Shut up.
No. We're saving these shots because now we're getting into what is going to be the
The
favorite
Mecca.
segment of the night,
What's that?
and that is the introduction of Stephen F. Baby Flynn
That's me.
and who
Before
he
we
is.
start, he has to.
I know, that's why we're saving this.
What?
Yeah.
Just one.
So no, the mystery. Grab him the mystery, or
Just
did
a
you take
welcome.
it?
He did.
I took it. There's another mystery in there though.
It's a welcome shot.
It's a welcome shot.
This is yucky.
Welcome to the squad.
You're not wrong.
What'd you get?
And apples.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
that's
too,
actually
bud.
a pretty
Spring
good-
break 2007.
Me too, bud.
Senior year of high school.
Are you familiar
Last
with
time
the
I drank
99
this.
brand?
Yes.
Okay.
99 apples, bananas, grapes, all varieties of fruits
So, like-
designed to market to underage children.
Right. So
Yes.
this is this is like post me.
Yeah.
As far as like 99, like literally this podcast is the introduction of 99 shots to me.
Me too. I don't.
What?
I don't
Because
do that.
like I missed it and then I didn't do shots anymore. And then I came to the podcast.
we didn't do
So-
99 shots.
These shots all came
I mean,
from Casey's. They were buy
didn't,
one, get two free.
I had it in
I've
high
had
school.
99
But, like,
bananas was
it wasn't
like
like a thing.
the
for
thing
us.
to like, if you were trying to mess with your friends.
He's
or,
also like
shit.
27, so it's a different.
I am
gap.
27, almost 28.
Yeah, there's a gap there.
But
Just
90,
so you know,
99 bananas. 99 bananas was the thing though, like at a party, just to like kind of shitty shot fuck with your friends or pour it in King's Cup.
He did it. He
Yeah,
did it again.
I just can't
Drop
make
that
him be
bomb.
alone.
He just-
Also, here's the question. Did you guys drink these when you were at Drake?
no, not like I did not
No.
willingly buy those. I don't even remember.
I mean,
doing it.
Fireball
I
was
feel
a
like
thing,
it's
but
something
it wasn't
Eric
even
Rice
really a
bought at one
thing
point
in
in time.
Absolutely, Eric. Shout out.
Rice.
What'd you just?
Right.
It's a guy that we
Let's
all
tag him.
know, except for you. I'm sorry, man.
Circus Bear.
I'm bringing references in. Sorry, you're
Oh,
gonna.
hey,
I mean,
that's okay.
That's gonna happen.
I don't
'cause you're
even think I
outnumbered.
fully appreciate the reference as much as you guys do, but
But
just
still.
the memory of
Still.
it's,
No. Hard drink. Oh God.
All right, Steve. You ever
Obviously,
been kicked
Jungle
out of a bar?
Juice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe you should reference 4 episodes ago.
That's exactly what
Yep.
I was going after.
Yeah. Not
No
going.
doubt. Been there.
Anyways.
that's the whole reason you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
yeah, it really is. I'm not wrong.
like
What
not,
an
idea-
intro.
not a
idea came
negative
from
or
there.
bad way, but like
Yeah.
It's
that
been a
came
heck of an
up.
intro.
Yeah,
We actually did not know you were as much of a degenerate betting though. That was a
well,
surprise.
that made us got
Yeah.
got us really excited.
I got
like-
real
I
excited.
like that about
So
you.
Yeah.
let's start over. Where are you from?
I grew up mostly in the Quad Cities, Davenport, Iowa. Went to Bettendorf High School.
A little dwarf.
So I
Go
am
Bulldogs.
yeah, go Dogs. Then went to Drake. That's how I know these
Go
two.
Dogs.
Go Dogs. And spent some time coaching football at a couple places, including the alma mater, Drake, for a few years, and then recently stepped away from coaching, and now quite enjoy gambling on sports.
Newfound hobby.
Does it make it more enjoyable because you weren't able to?
I haven't thought of it in that way.
Okay.
Like
That's
it was
okay.
just honestly, I was at home for probably like a month, and just bored one Sunday watching conference tournaments during March, and said, I'm going to sign up for one of these things.
Okay.
Contacted some group texts and said, who's got me? Because I knew there'd be some sign up bonuses, and Lucas Mosier was
Okay.
actually
The
kind
intelligence on this guy to say.
Also
to-
former
He's-
Drake.
The
He's
intelligence
Yeah,
on you
also-
to say,
or Drake
hey,
alum, former Drake football.
you're gonna get money. I'm gonna get money.
Hey.
Let me know.
Yeah.
It's because we're Drake guys. We're smart.
No. I mean,
my
I
wife went to
absolutely
Northern
did that.
Iowa, so I'll support the Panthers with you.
Right.
Yeah, I like that about you.
Wait, so she's a teacher?
Absolutely.
She is an educator.
yeah. Shocker.
My high school football coach went to UNI when it was still the Iowa Teacher School.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out Randy Scott,
That's putting some.
Iowa High School Hall of Fame coach.
North Scott also named after him.
Not quite. North Scott, up and coming 3A program.
Yes.
Drake alum, the head coach.
Just a lot of Drake alums out there. We'll
Drake
throw
alum.
a lot of stories. Now,
Would you like to
go ahead.
drop a name?
No, I can't remember his name right now.
Okay.
Sorry, why he just said Drake alum. He
Yes.
just threw it in
This
there.
guy's got a
I
great-
thought he was close.
This guy's got
and I
like
thought
a
he was
great,
maybe-
subtle podcast voice.
Yeah.
He does. He has a great one. He's going to take over.
You know, I'm from Bettendorf. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Like, just great podcast voice.
Bettendorf greats from Drake University?
Really talking about
Steve
just the McVeys. At
Just
this
the
point in time.
No, I said greats.
Great.
One of
I
the
only-
McVays.
and I
One of
only-
the McVays.
And I only say that because I hope they're listening.
Oh, absolutely. At some point. Someone
Quinn,
tag them.
come at me. I touched your balls.
Yeah. Speaking of his
Okay,
balls.
so
Owned him.
I can't say that. I can't say
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hold on, we're referencing genitals.
Yeah.
However,
Was he a center?
I can't say fuck.
Okay,
That's twice.
but he was a center.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quinn was.
Well, I mean, unless I accidentally got underneath the right guard every once in a while.
I don't know. I heard your. I
I'm not
watched you go.
Mora. Hey,
Get
I'm
under
not
Mora?
Kirk. I'm not Kirk Cousins.
I watched you go. That's a lie. I did get kicked out of this time. You might have touched his balls that night.
It may or may not went viral. It was probably one of our
Maybe.
biggest.
No, that one was in the shower. You're right.
Oh, this is going to get bad. Fun fact, Steve and I did not have an overnight stay at Drake University.
No, we were on the same visit.
We were on the same visit in a blizzard. Half the doors were locked. Yet we
Yeah.
still committed. Ended up being roomies.
Gosh.
And here
No
we are.
good reason to commit.
Zero. Zero good.
What was your good reason to be
never had an
overnight
overnight
We
stay?
didn't have an
No.
They
overnight.
assigned
I had
you.
Two.
I think
Did
that
two?
we were
We
just the
zero.
only two people
And they
that
were
we
both-
knew each other, and so we were
What
just
they
like,
normally
let's
are.
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's fair.
Facebook was
Like-
still kind of becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Snap, Instagram, Twitter definitely didn't exist.
Not
I think
safe
so.
for radio,
Yeah. No. Well aware.
but fun.
But fun. Yeah. No, we've heard
Your
stories.
guys' visit.
No. Everyone else's visits, but Steve and I's.
Oh yeah.
These guys were kind of post-fun visits
No.
to college.
No. Ours was in. It was right.
Who has a
before-
longer drive to Drake?
Because we
You?
still had Ash.
Me?
Yeah, you or Stoy,
Me. I'm like a half
and
hour,
you're an
hour
hour
longer
45.
From what?
Drake,
from your
Omaha
from Omaha.
to
2.5.
2.5.
Two and a half.
It's
from
2
Omaha?
hours to Council Bluffs.
Yeah,
then
I just
depending-
basically count myself as in Omaha. At that point
I
in
do
time.
too, but like actual time. Actual time.
I'm home.
Is this guy driving the speed
Council
limit or what?
Tucky. Council Tucky.
That's all right. I'm going
I'm
back to
giving people
Omaha
averages.
next week.
Yes, you are. Can hit up the zoo. I was just there. It's a great spot.
Museum. Go to Nebraska
Children's
City
Museum?
to the tree farm.
Or the what museum? There's multiple.
Children's.
Okay,
yeah.
I just
I'm going with children. It's a post-birthday trip.
that's fair.
You know, dad.
Steve coaching.
Dad life.
Yep. Coached offensive line and tight ends throughout.
By the way, his couple of the tight end guys still make fun of you on Twitter, and not make fun of you. They shout you out as being a tight ends coach.
Yeah.
It was
I mean, I was
pretty cool.
certainly an O-line coach at heart.
Oh, shocker!
I played guard in college, and so love the O-line. Happy to coach tight ends, but not as good at it.
Wait, was Geesey your mentor?
Oh,
Sorry,
I've actually had an opportunity to catch up with Geesey a couple times
super inside
because he's
joke.
an assistant coach at Roosevelt.
still coaching.
high school.
Yep, he's with the new staff there. Coach Link actually talked him into coming back when Link was the head coach at Roosevelt, and he stayed on with the new head coach, through an interim head coach and then with the new head coach. So he's there. I'm not sure what he's coaching anymore with them, but
think
I
he
see him
still
at
does?
the stadium when they play games.
Give me an up down.
How many?
One.
I don't think that
For
he
those
still does
scoring
that.
at home, that conversation happened on a football field during a football practice of Division I college football.
You know,
Wait, during a practice though.
he was, to his credit, he's a young guy trying to figure it out. That's a tough go when
So
you
that
got
happened-
an interim staff. You got
That
And the
happened-
staff was like loaded with old.
Wait, he's a
vets.
young guy.
I mean,
he was
Loney,
a young guy at that time.
Oh.
Loney would
he's
rip
a little
him
couple years older than you, right?
daily.
Yeah, he's got to be right around 40, I think.
Yeah.
So you're
Only
talking about
would
like
rip him
funny coaching things though. Who was it that was playing Iowa State and their coach made him run killers in the middle of the game?
Oh, yeah.
I did 40 up downs at halftime of a game one time. Also, shout out Randy Scott. And we were not winning by enough at halftime against Davenport Central, and we gave up a safety on a snap over his head, or over the punter's head, and Randy was not jacked. So
Shout out to the high school legend.
Randy Scott.
Anyways,
so what? Sauber?
Is it Sobert?
Oh,
Sobert
Sobert.
was
Eric?
Were you?
Yeah,
were
so
you his tight
I
ends
was
coach?
I was on staff with in 15 and 16 when Eric was a tight end, and he was phenomenal. Had a ton of natural ability, but also worked for everything that he had, and that was the best part about him. is that he did everything right outside of what we asked him to do. And so that was really, really killer.
Best part, he goes from Drake, gets drafted by my Falcons.
Yes.
And then has not been utilized to, I believe, in the best of his abilities, almost his entire NFL career.
Where's he at now?
To the best.
He got re-signed by the Broncos.
He's at the
again
Broncos.
Is he
this year.
a
used to play with
blocking tight
Russ.
end, or is he
He's a blocking. I mean, they made him into it.
So that was actually a knock on him, was that his blocking was not strong coming out, but he has done a ton to improve that over the years. And then the thing that the guy does is he's on every special teams. And so just the fact that that guy has hung on as long as he has is pretty phenomenal.
He's a grinder.
He's going into what would this be, year 5 for him?
Yeah, I believe
He gets
And
to play with
so-
Noah Fant now.
No, Noah Fant got
Fant's
traded
gone.
to
Yeah,
that's
Seattle.
right.
He played with him last year.
He went to Seattle.
Yeah, he played with him
He
last
gets to
year.
play with Wilson.
Him and Teddy, Teddy lit him up in the preseason even early. Like Bridgewater had a good target with Saubert. I just think Saubert should have been utilized specifically when I'm talking about the Falcons now.
See, I'm gonna pull him up here.
Line him out and let him run because dude is fast and can run, which he still makes some plays, but the NFL made him block more, and I believe he has a skill set that still hasn't came to fruition. But I'm not an NFL coach,
he has a ton of skills, and I think that he's been in places where there have been a lot of talented people as well, though.
Absolutely,
So you've got a guy where they used a first-round draft pick on Fant in Denver. You're not going to play. You're not going to play as much when that guy is in the building.
Is he too deep in Denver this year then?
So it shows here that he's the fourth, but
they just drafted a guy.
They drafted two guys.
Yeah, well,
They took
also
two tight ends.
it's a new
re-signed
coaching
him,
staff,
though, so
coaching staff, and they re-signed him.
Yeah, because
So, they like him.
he was up in the air for a little while. I think
He was.
So.
Anyways,
I had to bring that up just because he talked about.
oh,
being
absolutely,
a
we got to get some
tight ends
NFL
coach.
out there.
Absolutely, and
maybe
you
we
guys
can get
gotta
him
throw
on
it
as a
back to you
guest
guys.
at some point. I
You guys
mean, we'll get people on.
you gotta throw it back to the dogs.
We got to throw it back to the dogs.
I can dig it.
Can dig it. But anyways, so news. Anybody got any news before we get into our breakdown?
So we can. I mean, if you guys have less serious news, we can talk about that. But I have a little bit more serious news that we talked about earlier, Stoy.
We can start with the hot and heavy. Not
So,
hot and heavy.
I mean, it's a little bit heavier, but it's something that we've talked about, and it's something that kind of rings true, especially for football and CTE and just men in general. Depression wise, anxiety, whatever it might be, mental health. Patty the Batty Pimblett, he actually fights in the UFC, tearing it up right now. He just choked his opponent out on Saturday, so that was kind of a cool thing to watch. But
Beat his last two by submission.
yeah. So his post fight interview, he mentioned there's a young kid, I don't recall the name, fighting some sort of disease. But then his second thing was he woke up on Friday morning, 5 hours before his weigh-ins, to a text that one of his good buddies killed himself. And one of the things that he talked about was the stigma around men not feeling comfortable talking about their mental health, and if they're struggling, not going out and seeking help. And his big thing that he was talking about is, I would much rather him be my mate, as he would say, my mate be crying on my shoulder than me crying while I'm carrying his coffin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that where this guy is, he's an eccentric guy. He's electric. He's all over the place. He's funny. He's great to watch, but he's turning on his real self and using his platform to express, hey, there's a problem out there and we need to acknowledge it. And we've talked about this in the past several times of, hey, this is a more serious topic, but at the same time, it should always be brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we retweeted the video. I just retweeted the video. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. It's powerful. It really is. I mean, we've talked about it on here with our former teammates, and it's something that needs to be dealt with. Today, actually, at the barbershop with Tay, we talked about it, how specifically black men it's we believe is worse. Stigma of just be a man, suck it up, be a gangster, all that bullshit of you need to be able to talk to somebody. And everyone has someone who's there. You just open up and let it go. And if that's you, talk to somebody, please. If it's anybody that we know, talk to us, please. We're here. We want to do that. Life shouldn't be that hard on you.
No, absolutely not. And I think there is that stigma sometimes when it's your friends, you're nervous to tell them. You're nervous to tell them that you're struggling. And I mentioned it a long time ago in my intro. I think it was for Black Mammoth and for No BS Wealth rather than here. I struggled a lot once I had my surgery, and I luckily had a good support system around me that I was okay. But at the same time, I was in a dark, dark place, and we've gone into that in a lot of detail before. But at the same time, I had those people that I could reach out to, talk to, and your friends are there, your family's there. Utilize it.
Yep.
And if you don't feel like somebody's there, there's plenty of places that you can call and reach out to. And I think that's something too that maybe if it's a stranger that you need to talk to, and if it's a call that you need to make, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Don't be ashamed.
Absolutely. And you guys have any news?
National Suicide Hotline 988, I believe. It's recent change, right?
What was it? I don't.
988, I think.
I believe that's what it is. Yep.
Nice.
Let me double confirm.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna do it. We don't monetize. It's not we have enough people yet.
Correct.
What are you playing?
He can't help himself. Just do it. Hit the red one real quick. Yes. It's unrecognizable.
Anyways, it's football season. All right, that's all that matters. Ultimately, is the fact that it's football season, and it's go time. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna lead off with that. First news that happened in the NFL today, actually just shortly. Julio Jones decided to sign with the Tampa Bay. That's probably not something I should say
Really?
live. Buccaneers with Mr. Tom.
Were you going to use an F
Brady.
instead of a B?
No, I was going to use a Q.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm not going to do that. I can't say I fault him. If you want to, win a Super Bowl while you play 6 games a year, go ahead. Go ahead, do it. Mohamed Sanu, also former Falcon.
Wait,
signed
do you
with the
cheer
Dolphins.
for him still?
I like Julio.
Hang on.
I
Give us-
actually
6
wanted him to do
games.
well.
when
Just
we're
because of
on
injuries, is that
NFL
what you're
news,
saying?
Yeah.
we got to bring this up too.
I'll get there, but I
Oh,
will get
this
to
is
those news.
great.
This is great. Does the volume work when you push play?
Con
If
Air
I
and
pull this up
Rogers.
and put it in.
You should probably. Is there even
Con
volume
Air.
with that?
What a movie. Are you guys familiar with the movie?
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Love that movie.
Wait, why did
We're
you
not
ask?
that. We're
I
not
wouldn't go so far
that-
as to say I love it, but it's a movie I've watched.
How do you not love that movie?
Nick Cage he's a very hot, cold
Carly
actor.
hates
People
Nick
either,
Cage.
yes, thank
My
you,
wife
thank you.
hates Nick Cage.
If you've got 3 hours to kill on a Sunday afternoon, TNT, USA, one of them is sure
Con
to
Air's
be on.
he's just trying to get home to his daughter.
Right? That's it.
Bringing her is it a bunny or a bear?
From prison. That's all.
I think it's a bunny.
He was defending his wife's honor.
I think it's a bunny.
Oh, I get what he was doing. I'm trying to get everyone up to speed.
The virus. Cyrus. The virus.
The virus.
Double.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but
Anyways,
I'll probably watch
Either
it.
way.
still football season,
Rogers
and I'm pulling it up now.
slowly entering the stage.
I mean, you said you were kind of a
Let's play.
Packers guy,
Full screen
Ish.
that. Full screen it.
but he's
he's
done
got
this.
a man bun. He's got to be a Rogers fan.
Play it.
That's true.
Play it. Let's
actually.
go. Look at this.
Rogers doesn't have a man bun.
He usually has a man bun.
Look at this.
Don't deflect.
Look at the slow
I don't know
mo.
if they actually have sound, but
It don't matter. We're doing it anyway. Look at that.
Nick Cage Jr.
Yeah.
Is it Nick Cage or is it Joe
Nicholas.
Just-
Dirt?
It's
You
no.
just-
What are we going
What
with?
are we-
Nick Cage or Joe Dirt.
Did he drop
Do
the
we have
bag?
the side by side?
He did
Did
drop
Nick
the bag
Cage-
because
I
that's what
didn't
he
notice
does.
I didn't notice
Yeah.
that part.
The Nick Cage Aaron Rodgers side by side is
Fantastic.
uncanny.
You got to stop that video, or else it's gonna clunk everything.
It looks up there.
Oh,
Where'd that go?
That was Ostrich Girl. Famously too.
What did you do? I thought it was at the end of it anyway.
It was right next to it. You're right.
Like,
You're just looking
just
for
type
the.
it up here.
You're just looking for the side by side, aren't you?
yeah. I mean, I'm sure you could Google at this point.
Right.
Steve's just checking all bets, make more bets.
What?
Here it is, Steve, right here.
Look at this. Full screen.
Because
Full
I am
screen,
a
full
degenerate,
screen.
I spend a lot of time on gambling Twitter, and this was all over.
Right,
gambling
but tell me
Twitter
that's
today.
not. I mean, that's not Joe Dirt. That is a.
All I'm saying
that
is,
is a doppelganger.
Nicolas Cage is jacked over Aaron Rodgers in that. Just
They
jacked.
look
They
very
look
alike.
very alike. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, and
Joe
when
Dirt.
and
Joe Dirt.
what was it? Half a year ago when Aaron Rodgers won as John Wick
Right.
for
I mean,
Halloween, like
he's
figuring out his theme.
delivering.
exactly. And what was it? 2 years ago when he came out with the mustache and the cowboy hat and the bolo tie,
Right.
the whole 9 yards, like
It's just fun for him.
exactly.
He's having
my,
fun.
My favorite tweet has been from Barstool where it says that Aaron Rodgers is entering the Brett Favre Wrangler jeans era.
Yes.
Yes.
But he is. Got anything else to show? Sure. Get off
No,
of it.
I don't think so. Yeah,
So wait,
you're
in
good.
football news, so like Steve, you're no longer a Packers fan. You were a youth Packers fan.
Yeah.
Hang on. What this says is now all we need to complete this look is for Kirk Cousins to dress up as John Malkovich and Jared Goff as Steve Buscemi.
That's bad. That's
yeah.
bad.
Anyways,
Like
It's pretty good
That's tough. That's tough.
so, like, are you rooting for teams, or are there certain teams of which you're rooting against?
I wouldn't say I have a rooting interest when I watch any game unless I have a bet on it.
Do you have a rooting disinterest though? Like, I do not want this team to win or this player.
No, because I'm willing to bet anything that has value.
Okay, so like you're not a Tom Brady hater or anything along those lines.
Now, I love Tom.
Okay,
He's a great player.
gotcha.
so you're going to be our non-team guy, non-committal, straight bet degenerate.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We
You know
need
what I
to,
like
mean,
about that?
Cole said it earlier. He said, you bet with fandom. It's the worst idea.
Yes,
You're betting on your emotions. It's a terrible way to play.
it's a quick way to lose money
It's a straight trip to the poorhouse, baby.
or the drunk.
hey,
I'm-
and that also goes to
Might have to have a negotiation after the show.
stocks and investments too. Don't do it with your emotions.
We will let you know.
We will. There's no negotiations.
Is this what you wanted?
How
I
bad
mean-
do you want to be on the
one?
show?
Well,
he's like once a month at best.
Ooh, what is going on?
It'd
here?
take me a week to recover after this and this.
Like, wait,
There
I
we
had
go.
2 drinks. What?
you'll build it. It'll build back up. It'll be fine. It's just Tuesdays. It's one day a week. One day a week.
Do we have any other NFL news?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All teams have officially.
Yeah, I
Mohamed
was gonna
Sanu
say.
went to the
I just already
Dolphins.
said that.
No, I'm trying to recap as much as I can.
Please in your head.
I like to talk
I
out
know.
loud as I
We-
think.
Wait.
Well aware.
Tua is
All-
the most accurate quarterback in the NFL.
Well,
According to Tyreek.
Tyreek is.
He reconfirmed that this week.
Yep.
Tyreek did or
Cue the video of him
If
throwing
you had-
the
if
out
you-
route
That's why
into
he
Okay.
the
didn't want to
ground.
go play with Zach Wilson.
Steve mentioned a future bet
or the go route that
for
looked like
the
a punt.
Braves. Who would your future bet, just off the cusp, be for?
Bucks. I'm on the Bucks to win the Super
We'll
Bowl
get
this
there.
year.
Hey, we'll get there.
I know. I just had to go right away.
Wait,
because
who's
he
going to
had-
win the World Series?
That's next
The
week.
This
Braves.
is the Braves.
Braves, baby. Back to back. Let's go.
I mean, I can't bet chalk, man. I can't just bet chalk. It sucks.
Who is your chalk?
I would do
Dodgers or
I would do a
Yankees.
double.
I mean,
shot
they're
if the Braves
like I
win
think
the series.
the Yankees are under 300.
Can
right
you
now.
say that louder for the people in the back?
The Dodgers are plus
I just
350?
squeeze that in.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
What?
There's no way the Braves are winning the World Series.
On what planet?
Earth?
They're gonna
You
make.
said you don't watch
they'll make-
baseball. What?
They'll make. They'll
watch
make
it
it to
to know
the
that
Guys,
Braves
what he
don't
said
win.
was, I will do a double
Shot.
shitty shot
If
Oh.
the
if
Braves
the
win.
Braves win.
Okay.
That's what I said. There's no bet. I mean,
There's
cool.
no bet. You're just claiming alcohol.
This is how I accumulate. Here I am.
if you want to throw shots of poorly curated liquor down your throat, I'm all right with that.
The fact that you think it's curated at all.
You said you bought it at Casey's. You had to curate it at some point in time.
I got
What, the 48
got-
or whatever? Buy 2, get 3 free or whatever the bullshit
buy
was?
one get two
2
free.
free, yeah.
That's a steal. You're losing money, not taking advantage of that.
And then the ladies fought over the basket.
And we
The
have...
basket that the shots were sitting in.
Oh.
They were gonna take it home with them.
All right, so
That was 3 weeks
So
ago.
how do
We have
we-
3 left.
how do we
weeks
want to
ago?
do this? We're gonna do these next
4.
5 weeks ago.
Well, I forgot. I
We're
forget
not
the
gonna
ones
do
we
these
skipped.
this week. We're not.
Yeah,
Gonna
let's
do this
not
yet.
do that. Let's not do that.
We're not gonna do this yet.
No. We're going to talk into that. All right. Let's... I got to get it pulled up. I don't think it's...
What do you
pulled up.
want? What do you want pulled up?
We don't
Let's
have
pull
any other NFL. I don't think there's any. There's been a few injuries here or there that I've been tracking, but they've both mostly been rookie.
It just started,
Non-
baby. Everyone just reported.
Mechie.
Right, but there's been some.
Yeah, Mechie
There
was-
has been some
Who's-
injuries.
Who's
That's what
on
I'm
my
saying.
fan GM squad? Drafted him.
Oh yeah, you did.
Chiefs receiver they drafted is out for the year as well.
That's
Which
huge.
one?
The speed guy.
Oh, Sky Moore.
The
I said
Hill
I had a
replacement.
boost with
Where was he from?
Western Michigan
Western, yeah.
Yeah.
to win the MAC and him to have over 700 yards receiving this year. So
Did it?
get that free bet back. Let's go, baby.
I wanted to say Western.
Actually, I might have put
not
cash
Western
on that
Michigan.
one. I liked that bet.
Because you like putting cash on things.
Outside of the Bulldogs,
More
who's
than
your
liquor.
who's your team?
College? You got a college squad?
Outside of the Bulldogs.
I used to root for Texas actually because I lived in Houston before we moved to Iowa. So I used to root for Texas, but man, they have been just brutal.
Hey, they got a
Meaning
brand
you
new
don't root
quarterback.
for them
What was this?
or anymore, or you still kind of like side root for them.
Nah, I don't really root for them.
They got a brand new quarterback.
All right, let's
Quinn Ewers.
yeah, but let's
who you're
stick with the
talking
NFL before.
How about that Virginia quarterback in 2000?
That you don't even know? Woolfolk?
Are we even sure it's him?
I'm gonna go back and listen.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go
Let's
back and
follow up
listen.
on that.
We still have no idea what that
Yeah.
was.
I mean, it might take me a couple months, like the Masters, but
That's
I'll go
fine.
back and
That's-
listen.
huh?
We got to tell
How about Archie Manning.
Good news is we got to tell
Are you talking
April
about Arch Manning?
2020.
He's not in house until next spring.
I know. I'm
mean,
just saying.
I think Arch Manning's overrated. He's not as good as the Tennessee commit whose name is escaping me right
Preach.
now. But that kid he's from
It doesn't matter.
Long Beach Polytech out in California. He's committed to Tennessee. He's like 6'8".
Give it.
He's an All-American
Nico
volleyball.
Villa.
Yeah, Lama Lavea.
Oh, he's that
Uh,
volleyball player? That
He's
I've seen
a
things of?
volleyball player as
Dude.
well.
That dude's a
He's a scary athlete.
cannon.
He's got a scary arm. I think that he's better. Arch is a really talented player. I don't want to make it sound like he's terrible. But
more name.
yeah, I think he's getting a lot of pub for his name.
Why do you think he goes to Texas over?
Also, he played
Georgia.
against garbage competition.
Arch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For his
so he's
name.
got a small private. I think he goes to a small private high school in Texas, and I think that's why he's going to Texas because I think that's where his family is.
Got it.
And so I think
And,
like
he's
we'll
very-
ever really
and
know.
nil money.
Well, does the money really matter?
the nil money for a guy like that is going to be there anywhere. Like that,
Right.
you know.
I'm
Not
just
to mention
saying,
he doesn't need the money. Like he's
I
good.
Get it that nobody needs
What's
the money.
what's
still.
the
No, but,
most
like, I don't
fitting
think
nil
that
None of the
money
people
you've
that are getting the
seen
money
yet?
need the money.
He just signed
The
up
most
3.5
what?
mil.
Nil
Dustin
money?
Johnson didn't need the money.
Like who's the most fitting athlete compared to their NIL
Clearly.
deal?
His own money.
I mean,
Just saying. The
last
rich get richer.
season
We know
That
how
is-
this world works.
Not his wife.
before
or
last
the estate
season,
that he'll
they
get
were talking
from
about
Wayne.
Bryce Young having like Saban at SEC Media Days before last year was talking about Bryce Young getting over $1 million
Yeah.
in NIL money, and I think he pretty well played up to that
Yeah.
during the season. I think that
Yeah.
he was very talented. Quinn Ewers is the least fitting at this point in time.
What's the biggest
Like,
one that you guys have heard?
The biggest one is the Nico Lamalavea. I believe
this?
there are rumors of him having like $8 million in deals.
Arch got 3.4
Mm-hmm.
just now. Well,
over 4 years, or because Lamalavea I think
I
is
didn't read the
over
details.
4
Okay,
years.
so speaking of NIL and different stuff like this,
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln Riley came out and said, at some point we're going to have to cap this. What do you guys think about that?
There's no way.
I
They
think
can't control
it's a free market essentially they're operating under right now. And I
Right.
think it will cap itself at a certain point in time. I think that right now there's a ton of excitement around it. And so I think that there are a lot of boosters ready to get in on it. And I think that there's going to be some diminishing returns at some point in time, right? You already saw it with Ewers, where there was $1 million deal with him, and he skipped his senior year of high school to take it, right? Because you couldn't collect the money in Texas at that point in time. And I don't know whether he still got paid out that money. I don't know how any of that worked, but I think that you're naturally going to see a steady. I don't think it's going to go away ever, but I think that it's just made things above board.
No, and
everybody
I agree.
hates on it, and I think that it's just made what's going on in bags of cash, like McDonald's bags of cash at Tennessee. That was part of why that last staff got fired, right?
Terrell Pryor selling his
like
Lane
Lane
tattoos,
Kiffin is the one who
Lane
put it
Kiffin.
best.
You've legalized cheating.
Yeah.
Watch the world burn. He didn't say that second part.
That was not a quote.
That's more of
But
just me.
I like hearing it from a coaching perspective of like, what is it gonna?
So sneak.
It's ruining coaches' lives. You want me to be completely honest?
That's what
Yeah,
we're gonna get.
that's what I want.
Sneak peek into our coaching segment, Coach's Corner.
But I mean, is it ruining
what is it
Nick
doing to
Saban's
recruiting?
life?
So it made Nick Saban's class, according to Nick Saban, it made Nick Saban's class the number 2 in the country, which is unheard of for Nick. And so that's what caused all of the drama with Jimbo Fisher. And so they accused each other of essentially buying the classes and the athletes. So I think that what it's doing is it's what has been going on for a long time, especially at that level, is there's an unrealistic set of expectations put on these guys. You've seen it at Texas repeatedly, right? Since Mac Brown got fired, what was his last season at Texas? I don't know what it was, but
Figure it out.
it certainly wasn't a fireable offense. They wanted to bring Chiswick back from Iowa State.
Yep.
And then he didn't even come back, did he?
No, he
did
went to
go-
Auburn.
Yeah, he went to Auburn.
Who?
And then Muschamp. Did Muschamp come to Texas and start the downswing? So
Mac Brown went to North Carolina. Has been crushing it.
he's been doing really well. Yeah, he's been doing really well.
His
so-
last
Up here.
he went 8-5,
But-
at Texas.
and
Yeah, but I mean,
retired.
Texas.
Uh,
the thing
I
is
mean,
with
7-2
Texas
in
is
the
like,
Big 12.
Texas cannot be 8-5. Come on,
Because that team wasn't good.
They can't be 8-5 repeatedly, I would say.
you can't
I-
have more
yeah,
than
but
three
you- but
losses
listen,
in college
he went-
football at the
he went-
University of
He
Texas.
went
with your
5-7,
resources.
8-5, 9-4, 8-5. Like that's if you have those seasons in Texas, you're probably gonna get fired.
I'm just saying, 3 losses in Texas.
What did
is
he
the-
finish?
That's the most you can have.
In
last 4 years.
5-7, 8-5, 9-4, 8-5. As Mac Brown and the expectations
I'm
that
so
you've
glad
had,
my arm
you're gonna
is
get
right.
fired.
I just think
Do I
that-
think it's justified?
Can we get him a
Not
lapel,
necessarily.
please?
Yeah, and
Because look at
I
this.
understand the money that they're paying them, and
Look
I
at
understand the
this.
Stand behind
results.
the camera.
But
From 2001 to 2009
Ain't one of us.
yeah,
when he has no less than 10 wins a season.
yeah.
How
But
can you
that's
do
his
that at
expectations.
Texas? You can't have more than 3 losses at Texas and stay. You have the biggest budget in college football.
That's just not true. But I mean,
But it's-
Alabama's
look-
going to have a bigger budget.
It's
You
been
can
recruiting.
you can pull that up. But yes, it is a lot of recruiting, and there is that. But I think that's
You're not playing against the SEC
Well,
yet,
yeah, that's coming down the pipe, which I think is a brutal move for them.
and Oklahoma, both. They're death sentences.
Yeah, I mean, Lincoln
is
Riley
crazy.
left for a reason, but he's moved to the Big Ten, which is a whole nother shit show. But yeah, NIL is, I think that it's creating even more unrealistic expectations, because then all of this recruiting stuff is even more mainstream, and so you look at it and like, oh, you have this phenomenal freshman class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those kids are, maybe 2 or 3 of them are really ready to play. Like even this guy that I was spouting off about for Tennessee, like he may not come in and start right away, and that's okay. It should be okay, right?
But
There
it's
should be a
not
physical
okay.
development process, but it's not okay, right?
Right.
Because they can enroll them in January, and they have spring ball and all of that stuff along the way. Like recruiting is an art and not a science, and so to rank these classes in the way that they do and determine guys' futures in the
media
way that they
bullshit.
do is really, really harsh for those guys.
What do you think changes the scope of, I guess, college football more, the NIL or this open portal, transfer portal?
I think they're both having a massive impact. I think it's really hard to quantify either one of the impact at this point in time, because they've been happening for such a brief period of time.
Fair.
But I think that
If you had to bet $10 on one.
Long term impact.
Yeah.
Long term, I think that what you're going to see is both are going to level out. Like we were talking about with NIL, like the portal is becoming more and more popular, but less and less kids are getting pulled out of there. You know what I mean? Like the portal has become a place for kids to hide. The portal has become a place for like, I don't want to play football anymore, but I don't want to tell anyone, you know, like, so there are some kids that have been in there since the beginning of it.
Is that a mental health issue?
It could be,
And
you know,
like, not in every case,
because
but
your
like
expectations are so
Right,
high
in
that you're
some
like,
cases,
I can't meet
like,
that.
Is that a help?
I mean, there
to
are
a mental health issue. Like if I don't get pulled out, then like all of a sudden there's like maybe I take a year off. Like does that happen more now? Like where a kid just gets a
Like
break
gray
finally?
shirt or something.
gray shirt's different than taking a break.
I mean,
I just don't know.
Even
like,
if you're
if I pull myself
taking a
out,
break, you can gray shirt somewhere and still continue your studies.
Yeah, you just can't. If you're gray shirting, you can't be a full-time student.
Right.
You have to be in less than 12 hours.
It's like 9 credit hours.
Yeah.
Or 10, whatever it is.
I just didn't
and
know.
you can't
like,
work out with the team.
That's
or
actually the
anything
first
like
I've
that.
thought of that, but I'm just thinking when you said
What if that person's
take a
in the
break,
portal sitting there, but still wants to complete
That's
their
a very
degree?
valid point.
And different places handle the portal differently. Some people remove those guys from the team immediately. You want to go in the portal? That's fine. You're not a part of our team anymore.
Okay.
Other places will say, you're in the portal. That's awesome. We still want you here, so we want you at practice. We want you.
Kind of like they're on their trade
Do they
list. Like,
And there's a lot of guys that go
open
into the
trade.
portal and come right back.
Yes, there certainly are guys
It's
that
like
go
free
into the
agency.
portal. You'll
There's
see
a
it
ton.
so that's something with new coaching staffs where like new coaching staffs not only have to go out and kill themselves recruiting
They have this
the
support.
upcoming class, they got to recruit their own team because the portal, it's so easy to jump in the portal and go.
Do you believe that part is an advantage in a positivity for a player? Because we went through it, right? I mean, we didn't even play for the coaches that recruited us. Like they left in July, I think
How
it
many
was.
you
left
guys?
in June.
You guys
Ash
still
recruited
played
us
for 3 coaches, just like I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I played for like
That's-
4 defense
that's
coordinators.
where-
I was I got screwed up, but
I'm
yes,
just saying,
head
as far as
coaches,
head
yes.
coaches, yeah, same.
This is where
Well, no,
I
I
think you're
played for
like,
2.
I was the first one to play for 3 head coaches because my year was the first year with a red shirt. You guys also were in that boat.
we got recruited by 1,
Yep.
played
And
for 2.
played for 2.
But you played for multiple coordinators.
Oh, gee, so many
Yeah.
coordinators on defense. It's not even fun.
Yeah.
And by the way, they're all
but
doing
this
very,
is
very
this
well.
is where I think
But
you
still.
saying both, like the transfer portal and NIL, will level itself out or do something, and they're both
Yeah.
going to be a problem, is because a lot of these kids are. Some of these, I shouldn't say a lot of them, but some of these kids are leaving because of that.
Leaving
I mean, if
because of-
I'm
Coaches?
no,
Oh.
NIL deals,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a
and
the
I see it. I
Pitt
see it
wide
more.
receiver is the
I see
most
it more-
prominent story on that.
I see it more from a different perspective outside of football, and that's where I'm looking at it. But
the NCAA is being challenged with removing the one-time transfer. They're going to open transfer, meaning that you can transfer as many times as you want within your career. I don't think that really takes off. I don't really think that kids in general want to. So, like, if it happens, I think it's going to be more of a one-off. So I don't see that being a huge thing. But I do see the transfer portal itself, and Steve bringing that up as far as like as a place to hide, like a kid who has been maybe a high school recruit, been on social media, been in basically promoting themselves on social media is what kids do these days from like high school athletes. And we're talking from sophomore year on.
It's what
then
they're
they get
taught
to
to
their
do to get
right,
recruited.
I mean,
Yeah,
exactly.
they tag every coach possible because I
And
know I
then,
follow like Steve.
like
and he was
when
getting,
I'm making my announcement, I'm making promo videos of like who I'm gonna spurn in my
which is so nasty.
right, and like not and like they're doing it in a entertainment way, but like that takes its toll on. Okay, so if I am to enter said transfer portal a year later, the teams that I
Shunned.
burnt,
Right.
shunned, spurned,
Spit on.
are they not?
They're
Oh.
not.
Do they care?
Yeah, they don't care.
If they
Depending on
still
the player,
like you.
probably.
I mean, depending on the player and depending on how they do it, like, I don't think those coaches are looking at it as you're spurned. And with the current temperature of transfers, like, most coaches, I don't think most coaches are going hard against guys that don't say, or that say no to you. Like, I never did. It was just it's not my personality to do that. But I think that, yeah, like, for me, I always viewed it as, okay, that's one less person I got to talk to.
Right.
Now it's different when it's Arch Manning, right? And you're at the University of Texas and you don't get the hometown kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's harder for those guys to say, oh, it's all good, I didn't get him,
Right.
So you just have to, every situation is a little bit different in that way. And every place has different pressures for different reasons.
Right.
We talk about Texas and, you're saying they can't have less than or can't have more than 3 losses year in and year out.
Right.
That's their expectation. You know what I mean? Obviously.
Right.
However, my point is should that be their expectation? Like, I don't know their budget comparatively. I know that they've been attempting to play catch up from a facilities perspective and things like that. So, like, Florida State is way behind from a facilities perspective. And so, everybody's ready to fire Norvell. But he's doing a pretty good job of building relationships and bringing in recruits down there.
Right.
So you have to kind of look at it from a whole picture. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm a coach homer. I'm actually much more on the player side of things, and I'm for the anarchy that NIL causes in an overall sense. Now, is it in the process of burning some of my buddies? I'm sure it is. Right. You know what I mean? I'm sure that it is. And the nature of recruiting has really made it insane. There used to be downtimes and times that you didn't have to worry about contact and stuff like that, and that just doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Contact
has to be constant, and at those really high levels you're talking about from the time they're 14, 15 years old. You're recruiting a kid for 3-4 years sometimes, depending on who he is and how good he is.
Did the rules change in terms of when you can contact and how many visits?
When have rules ever had a significant impact on
None.
what guys do in recruiting?
None. 0. Nope.
This is just an amazing look into and we'll hit on this a little bit more, but like a coach's corner segment that we're going to have. This is the stuff dreams are made of for me.
Right. Without actually coaching.
Like, they're thoughts that I've had, but like hearing it and then just reiterating things. This is amazing. Great content, great inside information, stuff we felt, stuff you've felt, but also been a part of. And then people that that are obviously impacted. I know quite a few guys on the high school side of things. So just knowing like what those kids are going through as they go into it, but then getting on the college side of things is just a whole nother. It's a complete experience these days, and literally all because of social media. That changes literally everything.
Social media has put everything front and center from a recruiting process perspective, and it's not necessarily always a positive.
Not necessarily, but it does get more kids in the spotlight that may have not.
There are definitely not as many under the radar, quote unquote, prospects and things like that. It's there aren't as many guys that just.
Let's put it in perspective for people, right? Our recruiting was sending VHS tapes.
I had
out.
DVDs, bro. Chill out.
I had VHS.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Early on. I think
maybe the last year I had a DVD.
Right.
It was late. But VHS tapes.
We definitely never had
to send out.
Social media.
No. And now they can get a clip after the game on Friday, probably by Saturday morning, and tweet it to a coach.
Edited.
Well, so
with clipped highlights.
So Huddle is the prominent piece of software that is used.
Shout
Do you
out
know
Huddle.
much? Do you know much about Huddle?
Do you know people who
Do you know how to
work
use it?
for Huddle?
Former employees at all? Do you know
I know how
anything
to
about
work
it?
Huddle.
I know some employees.
I've got a Huddle login.
So Cole knows Huddle extremely well if he has a login.
Yeah.
But
Basketball.
Huddle is the primary way that guys are sharing that. And so actually most big programs have a nationwide account to watch that film whenever they want, game film.
Correct.
So that's something that's
So if
different.
someone interests them, they would just go look at the game film. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, essentially, like, so a lot of places, they don't even watch the kid's highlight film that he made. They're watching a highlight film that someone in their recruiting department made.
Got it.
Or the position coach is getting that and then saying, okay, I want to watch this, and this kid's highlight film, or this, and this kid's game film.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like they're not.
But more kids get discovered because of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I was saying
Interest-wise.
is like there aren't like the under the radar guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you're finding an under the radar guy, there's a reason he's under the radar.
Right.
He's not that interested in playing football, or
Right.
he's, he has bad guidance from his high school coach, or he's, didn't play until his senior year, or something along those lines. Like most of the time, if you're finding a guy that is undiscovered or under the radar, like, it's a much more difficult thing to do. And it's, most guys just, they're out there.
Because
They're
even
out there
if the
promoting
guy
themselves.
that like is the stud on the team is sharing his highlight videos, if his buddy's a great offensive lineman or a great running back and he's the stud receiver, like now all of a sudden we just had 6 dudes watch the stud receiver play, and it's like, oh hey, that running back's
Looks
actually better
pretty
than
good.
the receiver.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
so
100%.
like that guy,
I've done that before. And another thing that we'll do is I'll go and watch other kids' highlight films to see how that kid is
Did against
playing
them or something.
in those, like in his non-highlight clips, right? Because we didn't always have access to game film at places I was at.
I think it's
So-
funny
Shocker.
that, like, I still think kids are going to be kids in the fact that they can be probably a little bit negligent in thinking that like what's out there and like how much that, I don't know how much that hurts or helps, but like exactly what Steve's saying is like, oh, I've got my highlight films. Of course, I'm only putting my highlights on there.
Yeah.
But my coach is actually probably, if he's super interested in me,
He's going to see
he's
this.
going to dig the other side out, and it's going to be available. That's the other, other side of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're not I'm talking, that's more in the 2-3 star type of kid, which, that's where Drake's, living. I mean, let's be honest, where we're finding that type of people, the local high school kid and those types of things, like
4 or 5s coming in.
But if you do get one, you better take advantage, right?
Yeah. It's a
Don't feed them Hubble post workouts.
recruiting is, it's more difficult than I think it ever has been.
Right.
And I think that's like, the biggest change, and for a variety of reasons, NIL, transfer portal, all that stuff.
Coddling.
Is that cause parity in college football? Obviously, you're gonna have your tops tiers, obviously, but I mean, like across most of the levels, are we getting more towards parity in college football because of this stuff?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think that it's like,
question.
I think
I just don't
there's a
think it is.
further disparity than there ever has been, to be honest.
I mean, because my personal belief before that came out was like football's starting to get to some parity, right? And this came out, now I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go top like 40 teams are going to go off and do their own division, and
They
then
are.
the rest of everyone else is going to do
All
their
that's
own.
still going to happen. Though.
That's what I mean. Like now, that's what's now it expedited that process
I don't disagree with that.
because now we've got look at
all
it.
the
The Pac-12
conferences
is not the
gone,
Pac-12
pretty
anymore.
much gone.
It's going to be Big Ten. ACC I think's dead. It's going to be Big Ten, SEC, Big 12.
Right. Here's my question to Steve.
Is there a fourth one?
With that local question, in that I know a coach, multiple coaches at Southeast Polk who coach Caden Proctor.
Yeah, for sure. He's a great player.
Yeah. Top 5 at his position, left tackle in the country. Came down to Iowa, Alabama, chose Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
How big of an upset to Alabama in your mind is that?
I'm guessing they kind of had an inkling all the way along. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can confirm that.
He left his process pretty open, I think, until about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
when he narrowed it down to just Iowa and Alabama.
Correct.
Before that, he had Michigan State and Oregon.
And Ohio State.
And Ohio State on there still. Okay, good looks. But yeah, so
Good looks, he says nonchalant.
Yeah,
One of the top 3 country teams in the country. Georgia might have been on
solid.
there. I don't know.
Those are
Like,
just
well, he
solid.
honestly,
Average
like,
at best.
he's that kid. He's the type of kid that can call any program in the country
and just be saying, I'm coming.
and say, "Hey, I want to come to your school," and they'll find a way to take him.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
so
right.
his offers are what they are, but what's relevant is who he's interested in,
Right.
Like, that's all that matters is who he's interested in. And so when you got a hometown kid, Xavier, the kid the year before, just went to Iowa. I'm guessing they're pretty close.
Best
like,
friends.
Way
Yep.
heavy.
That's the why. That's
and
why.
so-
That's the why for him.
yeah. So, and then like, you watch interviews with him and he's like, yeah, Alabama was selling me on this NIL deal and that NIL deal. And then in Iowa, they just talked about the education in my future and it made me feel great.
Right.
Oh, well, have they talked NIL? There might be something there for me, there definitely is. You know what I mean? Like he's
100%.
well known across the state. He is the top prospect in the state.
We'll give him a couple 20.
Right.
You guys got 20? We'll give him 12.
So here's like the reason I brought that up is just like I have a little bit of insight
Insider
knowing
knowledge.
Southeast Polk coaches, obviously being alma mater there, having very good friends that like when he went to Alabama last year, he went with the head coach Zelenovich.
Yeah.
And like Alabama literally had Callahan, former NFL coach, and,
Former Nebraska coach is the reason I didn't
and
go to Nebraska.
offensive line coach
He's awful.
with him at every drill, and then they had an assistant taking notes on everything that he said during
Oh yeah.
on field and off field.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this is the treatment that those guys get at Alabama. So like
Yeah.
him not going there says a lot about
That's
two
just a camp.
things.
Yeah.
That's just a
Case
camp.
in point.
You know what I mean?
Right. And that's just the thing is just like, okay, so is he going to Alabama? I don't know. Alabama produces 1 great offensive lineman, but 2 national champions.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in reverse order of that, national champions and great offensive linemen. Iowa produces great offensive linemen and has his
Solid 8 and 5 seasons.
And I just saw
right. But like he went because of friendship and draftability,
which is a good person, which a
like,
lot of.
let's be honest.
So he's going
For what-
top 10 probably.
and he knows he's
in the
going to
NFL
start
because of that. But
at
also,
Iowa right away. He doesn't know that he's going to start at Alabama right away.
and this is something that's stirring around about Bama, which there's a lot of things, but I think this one holds weight specifically with the story and conversations we're talking about, is specifically on the O-line that they usually have All-Americans across the board, right? But they don't pan out well in the NFL comparison to the Iowa squads that do. And a lot of it comes down to that they're saying is they grind them down so hard, whether emotionally or physically, that happens. And what you're saying with just a camp, Iowa's probably doing the same thing, but probably not as, I won't say flamboyant, mainly
Who's
meaning-
Iowa's offensive line coach?
I have no idea.
Correct, but like that's my point is that like Alabama's offensive line coach is a former
Correct.
offensive line.
Which is getting to my
or-
point of like it's a grind. Your whole career.
Oh yeah,
Then you get to the NFL and now you're not only physically beat up, but now you're mentally in it, and it's tough for them to transition.
right.
Where in Iowa, yes, there are still those pressures. It's lesser,
Yeah.
and now they're more. I think they're better developed for the NFL than Bama for those
I don't
reasons.
disagree.
Now that's a player, not a coach.
To
Player.
wrap the conversation on Caden, I think that, everything that you said is accurate. He's a small town kid, spent most of his life or all of his life in that community. He's an hour and a half from home in Iowa City. There's just a question of resources sometimes. Like my parents could come to home games at Drake.
Yeah.
They did not go to but maybe 1 or 2 away games at like Butler where it was drivable, things like that. So there's always
makes a
that
difference.
question of like, you're playing in the SEC and that's awesome, but can your mom and dad watch any games? Like
Missouri, maybe.
yeah, like what does that look like? And there are programs in
Great
place to help that along, but like that's a selling point for a lot of these. You know, if you're going to beat somebody on a big time guy.
What you're saying that they're real humans. They have feelings, and like that matters.
Yeah, I think that like
forget about that.
when we
about
talk about recruiting, we talk about it just from a talent perspective and just from a prestige perspective. But and I think that Caden got good counseling in his recruiting process to say that, like, hey, look, you can have success at Alabama, you can have success at Iowa.
Right.
Those things are not, mutually exclusive. You're not going to go to Iowa and then not have an NFL career. You're not going to go to Alabama and be an All-American. Like, you're going to have to play and compete at both places. Like, so I think that a lot of that weighs on kids more. You know, it's mental health and all of the stuff that we've been talking about. That is hard for a kid to make that decision. Yeah. Because it's a lot cooler to say I'm going to Alabama. Let's be real. It's a lot cooler to say I'm going to Oregon, right?
Absolutely.
Like, so I knew that he was getting good counseling when he canceled all that stuff. Like when he narrowed it down to 2 schools, like I knew that there was someone in his corner. And I have had just brief conversations with Coach Zelinovich, so he wouldn't know me from Adam if I walked up to him, sure. But he's had enough kids come through the program and have those types of opportunities and offers that he's, I think, at least aware of it, and so he can help those guys and talk to them about how they can have more success, right?
In those types of players, I mean, they're most likely going to have a shot at the NFL, right? So, like, you got to think long.
Nothing is guaranteed.
No, nothing's guaranteed. But
nothing is guaranteed.
The probability is higher than Stoy Hall, right? You know what I mean? Like coming out,
and
so
we're getting
you
more
have
and
to
more
think
of those
about.
in Iowa.
You have to think about long term. In that regard, that long term of being close to home and all of that weighs heavier.
Yeah.
Than being the flashy Alabama, Oregon, and now I'm 2 deep, 3 deep, and now I'm going to go transfer portal. Like
and then you have the flip of it of like a Ross Piersbacher from Cedar Falls a couple years ago, who was committed to Iowa for however long, and then Nick Saban calls him up and says, "Hey, we've got a spot for you."
Went shiny,
and he said, "Man, I got to go." And he was an All-American at Alabama,
All-American, and drafted NFL first round.
So. Was he a first round guy?
Either first or second. Top 2 rounds.
I don't. I can't speak confidently on that.
Google can do.
So
how do you spell his name?
Either way,
it's
Piersbacher, I believe.
I don't think there's a U in there.
No U.
But
maybe just ACHER.
I've heard the story of that recruitment.
Yeah, no U, by the way.
And he was just like, how do I tell Nick Saban no?
Right.
Like what
and
do I
he
do?
wasn't as heavily recruited as Proctor.
But you're talking.
He went round 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought he was a little bit later.
You were way.
That kind of where I transitioned to what we were talking about when I tried to wrap the Caden conversation. But what we were talking about as far as like Alabama versus Iowa O linemen, there is a lot of talk of Alabama just saying, "Hey, look, it's the next guy up, and we don't care." Right. Like whoever it is, and they're gonna just reload.
How many games? And I'm gonna go off that point. How many games do you think he has played and started? And I'm gonna give his career highlights in college. He's a 2-time national champ. He's a 2-time first team All SEC and a 1-time second team All SEC. How many games has he played in the NFL?
He's been bouncing around P squads, I think, and so
throw that out. Don't throw stats at me.
I think that he's gonna have played in less than 15 and started less than 10.
I would say 1 year. Yeah, so 16 games.
He has played in 8 games. Yeah. He has started 0.
Yeah, there you go.
And
so
but that's how hard it is.
And it goes back to what we were talking about with Saubert, where it's like there's so many factors when you get to an NFL level that you have no control over, and that's the hardest part is you have to focus on only the things that you can control. And I think Eric has done a great job of that, and having a chance to visit with him just briefly a few times since he's been at that level has been pretty enlightening, because he talks about that. Where he's
just
like,
how to be employable in the NFL, basically.
Yeah, like
why he got re-signed.
His first season with the Falcons, like he was doing a little bit during the preseason as a tight end, but his role was on special teams. And every single NFL team come through the office, multiple times to watch his tape and stuff like that. And every single one of them were like, okay,
That's a coach's corner,
I've seen
by
his
the way.
game film, and what are the special teams tape? What does he do on special teams for you guys? And they judge his effort, they judge his ability. You can see a lot of athleticism. Like, they want to see them play special teams.
Is that
And did he play special teams with Drake? Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely.
He was
Is-
on
Well, that doesn't. I mean,
his
kickoff
senior
and-
year. He was on kickoff and punt.
Punt.
I want to
Yeah,
say
okay.
just his
Oh, yeah.
senior year.
For
But
sure.
every year prior to that, I'm almost
the
certain
board.
he was on all 4 and PAT field goal.
okay.
So
Sorry, I don't
Yeah,
want
he
to ruin
blocked-
it
I'm
because
so
this is
glad
a
you
this
said
is a
kickoff and
fortune.
PAT field goal.
This is a future coach. Like,
Oh, 100%.
he
Like,
blocked
just corners.
multiple punts
Right.
as a junior. Like, there was a
So
okay.
the old adage of special teams is vitally important as a player. Holds true all the way through the NFL, correct?
even
Well,
more so.
yeah,
It sounds
even
like
it's more
more so.
valuable at the NFL level because you've got 48 guys on an active roster
So,
on Sunday.
as-
right?
As a former coach and former player,
Mhm.
how important is these young kids in high school to be playing special teams?
I
and
mean,
giving
if
effort.
you're talking about like a Southeast Polk or somewhere like that, like most coaches are going to use that as an opportunity to get young athletes a go. You know what I mean? Because like, for instance, like Xavier, I watched him play against Valley
Mhm.
in the fall, and he was a kick returner and a punt returner, but they didn't necessarily use him every time.
Mhm.
You know, and for in that game, he actually was the game that he hurt his foot.
Yep.
So I didn't get to see him go the entire game, but he was their number one option on offense, and he was a
Best
great
defender.
player on defense as well. So
He was their best
He was,
option.
he was the best option.
Period.
yeah,
And they had a lot
Sentence.
of really good options. Don't get me wrong.
And sentence.
they did. Yeah, I mean, you got Cole Falloon,
Sama.
you had Abu Sama, you had what was the running back whose name started with a T?
Well, you had Christensen,
Yeah, is it
Titus,
Titus Christensen.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then their quarterback is playing at Arkansas State. Is Daly.
yeah.
Yeah. So like,
And so-
he was the
Loaded.
option, not the best.
Yeah.
The,
And
he was the option.
so the start of that game, I was not sold on Daly, and I had watched this film and I thought he was a pretty good player, but I was not sold on him. And then he threw just a dot, falling backwards into the corner of the end zone on just like a moon ball to Falloon, and I was just like,
Okay.
oh my god,
Yeah, his
He's
arm
really good.
talent is. He could definitely.
he should go to Drake.
So his mom coached my sister high school basketball, and
Yeah.
she's the coach at Polk. But so very familiar with him, his family. My sister personally trained his sister as far as basketball goes. So
Oh,
like,
cool.
Like there's a lot of family interaction there too. But yeah, like there's a lot of like footwork, arm talent, or arm angle, ball stuff. But like as far as arm talent goes, like that guy's.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he can put the ball where he needs to, and all the arm strength in the world. I look forward to seeing him play it. He's going to play at Arkansas State, so
Is he going to be the guy this year?
I think so.
Is he going to Virginia? Is that the quarterback you're talking?
That is not the Virginia quarterback that was referenced somewhere.
Not even an inside joke, but we were looking back through some notes that we took, right? So they can't see it.
end of
but
year notes.
What
right.
we did was end of year notes, but also, and then when the schedule got released, we did pre of our favorite teams.
way too early. Favorite
Way too
team
early,
picks.
right?
Oh, gotcha.
We have a note in here. Cole, Virginia QB, no name, by the way.
Nice.
Virginia QB in the year 2024 being a top 10 pick.
Nice. Yeah.
Which
What?
we did a Google search today. We still don't
No
know who it
idea.
is.
He has no clue. So,
That's tough.
but there's
That's
a shitty
tough
shot
look.
there, so we're good.
That's a
But,
tough look.
Yeah, no, that's just a great insight, Steve, on a lot of different things, and one of the reasons we're very excited to be able to pick the brain
It's an aspect
of
that the show's
former coach.
hasn't really had. Another aspect is bringing in more guests, which we'll be able to do that are, more higher caliber than the last year. Which I'm not saying, although Brad, I wouldn't say you're high caliber at all, but you could come back to what we're
He
doing.
was a killer.
He was a killer.
I liked him.
To what we're doing, and so the rundown for next season, which starts next week, by the way, is going to be a little more precise, right? This is turning into a show less of betting, although we have a degenerate, so we're good. We got the betting covered. And this is going to be the rundown for you. Timing wise, we're looking at hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours tops. Like that's what we're looking at, but it's going to be sectioned off for you. Obviously, we'll have our intro, but we're going to start with the college section. That's going to be recap in any big time news that's going on, right? So recap from the week prior, obviously week 0 and week 1. Week 0 meaning we won't have much because there's nothing prior, but we'll try to do some camp stuff. Probably a little more insight into camps we can get involved with. Right, Steve?
Futures, baby. We're hitting futures.
I love it.
Is there any futures on Drake?
Yes.
No,
I didn't think so.
I've
Only
been
our
waiting.
own inside shitty shot betting.
I've been looking. Don't
However,
worry.
What's the over under this year? Have you said it yet?
On wins for Drake,
Yeah.
like my personal thought.
Yeah. I mean, you could have set the line. We're just gonna jump in with you. Save it for next week.
We'll save it for
Okay.
next week. We'll pull up a calendar.
Yeah.
We'll get schedules and everything.
Yep,
By the way,
that's
Braves are up 1-0, bottom 1.
Love
That being
that.
said, college recap news.
Judge hit a homer.
Yes,
There
he
you
did.
go.
All rise.
Will be what we start off with. For those that are used to how we announce or what our podcast comes out, usually on Wednesdays, the recap for college will be Wednesdays. But I'll go through that in a little bit. The next is College Coaches Corner. This is a brand new segment for us. Obviously, bringing in a former coach, a former player, and that's going to highlight a few things. Clearly led by recruiting is going to be a big piece of it. Breaking down some film. We get some of those. We'll be able to bring that from a different perspective. We got Ryan, who is at softball at this point. As a fan,
Hitting bombs.
hitting bombs.
Not too many.
I feel
though.
like he'll have a lot of good questions though, like from a fan
So
interaction.
he's gonna be our fan guy.
Mm-hmm.
We've got defense, obviously, offense with being a quarterback, and then we've got coach / offensive line. So we'll be able to break this down from many perspectives in the coach's corner. So really excited about that.
Yeah,
That's
be a
gonna be
great
fun.
segment.
Steve, you better gear up, bud. That's highlight you, right?
Yeah.
So
No, I'm jacked.
get some film. Let's do that.
He's jacked like these dingers.
Jack like these dingers.
Yeah, I'm just checking dingers.
Just checking dingers.
Judge is the only one that I have so far. So
Who were all your dingers again tonight?
you want to ask? Do you wanna
Not
know?
yet. No, we'll finish with that. Let's finish with that because we'll.
Because that's also a preview.
That's
and,
really bad. Although Riley did double the center and Swanson scored. I mean, Swanson got a hit. Just saying.
keep going.
Just saying. I picked
the
them.
Braves aren't
in
winning
my,
the World Series tonight. You guys settle down.
No, but they're going to win this year, so it all matters. Then we'll finish the college segment with our college lock picks. And this year with the lock picks and with our picks is we're gonna do every college football game.
Right.
We started doing that about halfway through the season last year.
I won, by the way.
No.
Overall.
No. You did not win overall. You won.
Can I
over
make an
under.
impromptu proposal?
Yeah.
This is completely off the cuff, but could we each make 5 picks and track those on record?
We're gonna. We've got that.
Okay.
He's new.
He is.
Okay.
I am.
He's a little
It's
baby.
fine.
We do every over
Rookie
under.
mistakes
We
happen.
do every money line and we do every spread pick of every game in college and every game in the NFL via Office Football Pool, and it tracks it for us. So we'll be able to have those stats for you. We're going to do that for every game. We'll have those stats. Then what we're going to do is pick games of the week. Usually there's 1 or 2 in college, typically, where we're going to do the same thing and track those every week as well. And so we'll have our locks of the lock picks of the week there. Then we'll get in. We'll take a little commercial break, probably to get some more beverages. Steve still hasn't taken his shitty shot or finished his actual cocktail.
That's true.
So
That's true.
he's
You were reporting accurately.
yeah. I try to.
That's
It's
for
in the
all you
gut.
listening on Spotify.
On Spotify. Then next is NFL, baby. So we'll start with the recap in the news, as always, and NFL Coaches Corner as well. Going to be a little different. There'll be a lot more film there on the NFL side, which is always fun. Right, Steve?
So, yeah. I mean, I like film.
He's stuck on dingers.
But I feel
He's
like
a degenerate.
I feel like we can use that more as rookies coming in.
Yep.
And also guys who may be having an expectation, whether it be a low expectation and over exceeding it, and a high expectation under exceeding it, and why they may be doing that. And that may be just 1 week, couple weeks, different types
Year,
of things.
yeah.
But like those are the types of items that we're going to cover within that segment.
Since we have this cross and we're doing a show now with college and NFL into next season, being able to follow favorite athletes we see coming out, recruits, etc., getting drafted, etc., we'll be able to follow a little more so
Right.
Long term, that's what that turns into.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do an overall team storyline. Obviously, Steve's just going to focus on betting. The rest of us being Cole with the Cowboys, myself with the Falcons, and then Ryan with the it's tough to say, the Vikings.
But like what I like about this is that seeing Steve's reaction to our and I don't even think any of the three of us are over, like we're not fanatical.
No,
we're realistic fans, but fans nonetheless. So I'm interested to see Steve's take on our,
and we're actually
fandom and or opinions on our own teams.
I'm gonna do a little sneak. We're gonna do a little sneak peek after this with what we have for the schedule.
Very good,
but that's gonna be really fun. And by the way, you don't know Steve yet, but he's very animated. It's really tough for him to hide the facials and his mouth. So it'll be a good time. Then we'll get into the NFL locks.
The nonverbals, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, nonverbal.
My body language.
Body language
tells a lot of stories.
Every story.
All the stories.
All the stories. God,
as long as he doesn't start losing clothes over there, I think we should be okay.
It is warm under these lights. I have noticed that.
There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. You're not sweating, so that's good.
Nah, I'm good.
He hasn't raised an arm yet.
Well, it's because he hasn't lost a bet yet.
That's true.
What do I got to do?
He also hasn't taken a shot. He hasn't taken a shot yet.
Yes, or finish his other drink. That's fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
Right.
No pressure.
Yeah. Well, it will. Yeah.
He's talking about dingers. And
He's
he
talking
knows
about
because
dingers.
we don't know how to talk baseball here.
I talk Braves all day long. That's about it.
Exactly.
That's all it
Yeah, we're good.
Then we'll get into NFL picks, and then last season we had started the big parlay, and if you all remember, is the team, the squad, Goon Squad. That is ready. I got a button for that.
The Goon Squad.
So
We're
we got
like superheroes, but not.
but way better.
Oh,
We make you money.
there we go.
What superhero makes you money? Robin Hood? Is he a superhero?
Not Ryan.
Not Fade Ryan. Fade Ryan. Stick to maybe
Fade-
Steve.
Fade me?
Can't wait till Steve gets his stats up.
I mean, you and soccer.
Fade you in golf. Fade you in golf. Except for last week or 2 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're
Hey,
betting.
soccer. Soccer make money, man. There are parameters. You stick to them. It's when the emotions come into play with baseball and football that Robin's ish.
Fade the gut.
Fade the gut. Don't fade the gut. God, look at the stats.
That's
What
why.
shitty stats are money
That's how they do.
until they do.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into the big parlay. Like I said, last year we started that. We did a lot of it. And what that is, the squad gets together. We come up with some big ass parlay with odds that are probably a little crazy, but we think are locks, right? Legitimate locks that we believe in. And half of those proceeds we will donate to a nonprofit, 501c3. And then the other half goes to the show so we can, buy more shitty shots, make more videos.
We could stop buying shitty shots.
Maybe get Steve.
Save some money.
Maybe maybe help us with the other degenerate bets that Steve does. All of those things.
Pay my mortgage, maybe.
Pay me my mortgage. He has a GoFundMe, okay? And then do, our closing remarks overall.
Yep.
But, man, I really wish I knew how to pull that up to that.
Right.
Anyways,
Better
anywho.
luck next week, right?
Better luck next week. Thanks, Ryan, for leaving us.
Hey, man.
Yeah, asshole. Go play softball. Who plays softball? He's 27. He's still young.
Still young.
Still young.
Cole used to play competitive fast pitch, didn't you?
Yeah,
Not
but
fast
he's not
pitch,
anymore.
just slow pitch.
Just
like
slow pitch.
Competitive
Dude's
nonetheless.
40 now.
Stop. I do have to
You were
pee, though,
playing
so.
with like 40-year-old
We'll take a break
dudes.
before we get into that because I got to pee too.
All right. Well, let's take a break real quick.
Ready break. Before we get into, we're going to recap a little bit of our original schedule of our teams and get Steve's live reaction.
Okay.
Commercial button, go.
Just the degenerate over here.
You really got obsessive with betting, huh?
I have a
Do you know it's a problem?
awful habit of whatever I do, I just do it too much.
Chew. men's basketball has been a little better at Drake. Clearly, right?
Sure.
More back to like when we first came in. We took the boys this year to like 2 or 3 games. Yeah. The feel was back to how it was when we were freshmen.
Yeah.
And it was really cool for them to see, and that's why they got into basketball.
Right.
But what I'm jacked about is the fact that Lincoln starts flag football on August 13th. They're still asking for coaches, and I don't know if I can coach because I don't know.
I'd just say no.
I'm going to say no.
I've told my wife repeatedly that I will not coach any of our kids' teams.
Do you think high school you would get into it?
I coached T-ball this year. That was fine. Though.
I think high school, but before that,
I like
but high school, like you would
high school coaching, but I really
like
I don't know.
It's a lot of commitment for a little bit of money.
They did soccer.
It's not about money.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going for the commitment of.
You're going because you enjoy it. You know, like that.
It's also
especially
like,
football.
Yeah, football.
It's also like the parent coach stuff that I'm gonna freak out at because.
What do you mean?
They did soccer this year. I love some women's soccer. I know soccer to a degree. I'm not a soccer player. Wife is, though. Mm-hmm. So I get her feeding through my ears. So at games, I am now like screaming. Like I'm yelling what you need to be doing, what we've practiced.
You're that parent?
I'm that parent.
Oh, I hate you.
The problem that makes
you.
it worse is coach who works at principal had like of the 12 practices, he had to leave like 4 or 5 of them. And you've just got moms that are running it. Well, I'm dad there, right? And Michelle usually ended up being late. So I'm running practice. Now I'm involved. And now the fact that I'm involved,
now you're coaching.
I'm coaching. I'm in it.
Yeah.
But then at games when he's not, when he's there, I'm a coach. Now I'm in it. And now I'm screaming and yelling, and then you've got parents yelling.
No screaming and yelling.
Oh
That's just the rule.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't. It's so stressful.
I won't say a
your
word about the coach. I won't say a word about the officials because I've been an umpire.
Yeah.
I've
You will say
coached.
sir.
No, I
Not
won't.
anymore? Not anymore? It's over?
I mean,
Sir.
if I'm ever in a position where I'm playing again, then I'll certainly talk to officials.
Right.
But not
But
coaching.
if I'm coaching or if I'm watching my kid play,
Oh, absolutely. It's about the
I
kids.
will not do them the disservice of ever talking to an official, of ever talking to a coach, of any of that stuff. And I honestly like it's good game. And if he wants to talk about something, I'm happy to talk about it. But I'm not going to say, yeah, let's tweak your swing or let's do some of this or that. Like, no, man, your coach knows best, and you listen to him, and hopefully you'll go far.
Yeah,
because
I fight that still. When they actually start doing it, Steve, that might change a little bit. It's tough.
It's a pretty firm stance that I have set up in my mind, and
That's good.
I stick
That
with
makes
it,
me
please,
proud of you.
because I tried that for 4 or 5, 6 practices.
Angie
In a
Dahl
game.
said the same thing. She's like, we had to switch.
By the way,
club volleyball
shout out
teams.
Angie. Amazing woman.
Also, her daughters are in it right now.
Oh, they're in it.
What do you mean?
They just play the international.
Yeah, like
Oh,
they're
my Lord.
volleyball, softball. Like she's.
Oh,
she's
yeah,
on
yeah.
it, Like,
That
so,
was
like,
she's coaching
she's
softball,
completely-
and she
right.
said that she was like, I played softball. I thought I was never going to coach it. I
Here
didn't
I
have
am.
time. I made time. The other guy, he had
Right.
no idea what was
idea
going
what's
on.
Right.
And I'm like,
Steve, that's what's going to happen to you.
no,
That's what's going to happen.
no.
Okay. Hey,
It happened to Angie. It can happen
Hopefully,
to you.
we're still doing this 10 years from now, and you guys can call me out on it if I am doing it.
oh,
but
absolutely.
Let's see,
Actually,
that's
we'll
a
pod
shitty
in
shot,
there.
2029. No,
Put
20,
the future
2032.
Inflation. That's like 100 shots.
I do not.
Hey, we'll live pod there. That's fine. That's fine.
I love my kid to death,
Yeah.
and but I cannot see myself being that invested in that to scream and yell. I'm invested in him, and
Right.
I love him.
Well,
and
that's what.
but that's the point.
The point.
I get that.
It's not screaming and yelling about certain
understand.
things. It's the fundamentals that.
If the
gets me.
coach,
Doesn't
honestly, it all comes down to like we've played so far. We played soccer and we played t-ball, and my kids, and
Career.
At this
We'll go
point,
career.
oldest kid's career.
Yeah.
And so soccer,
Career for sure.
I know nothing about, but I know enough to know how to. At this age of 5 years old, it is more about organization. And so, like, the first coach we had was not organized. And so that was annoying. And it had nothing to do with results on the field.
Yeah.
And so therefore I'm like, I could be more organized. So therefore I coached T-ball in the spring because of organization. Nothing to do with
You didn't play
development.
blast ball? I heard blast ball is all the
No,
rage
we never
right now.
did blast ball or anything
not
like
doing
that.
that
Like
shit.
we literally,
No one does. Don't do blast
We
ball.
waited as long as we could as far as he asked to play soccer, so we played soccer. He asked to play T-ball, so we played T-ball.
Yeah.
So like,
Doing the
I'm
same.
very proud of myself just
For not
in
forcing
that.
anything.
It was that, like, that's what I promised myself is
Yeah.
that when the kid asks,
We'll do.
we will play.
Are we back and live
And
right now,
so-
by the way? Having this
We've been
discussion?
live the entire time.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Okay,
So-
cool.
We don't go.
So, like,
we don't go off
that's-
air.
Okay.
As you say what you're saying, I say I had the same mindset, and I've actually been impressed with myself of being actually probably wanting less than my kid.
Yeah.
In a
Positive way.
yeah, like in a good way.
Yeah.
But the organization of things will drive you crazier than like what Stoy's talking about as far as the coaching of things. Is just like, okay, I can send one email a week and I can make sure that the parents are aware of this, and I can make sure that the kids at practice are organized enough to know how to kick a ball, know how to hit a ball, know how to run bases.
Yeah.
And so like my goal for T-ball was that we are going to know how to run from home all the way around, and we are going to know that when we pick up the ball, we throw it to first base. And so like those were the goals.
Right.
And like they were very small,
Yeah.
but we learned them, and like kids played in the dirt. Kids kicked the dirt. Kids
Yeah.
weren't paying attention.
They're kids.
All completely fine items.
Yeah.
I had 8 kids,
Agreed.
but for the most part, we made it through 6 games. Soccer, like I would have had a different approach than what the coach did. So now I come to year 2 of soccer in the fall. I do not want to coach soccer. I'm not
Yeah.
putting my name in the hat for coaching. So I'm giving another coach another chance. The only reason our coach last year coached was because that was the only way his kid would play.
Same.
You know, and it's just like, I hope that we don't get that coach this year.
Or
Yeah.
like
And so, like,
When the coach is-
because I saw some good ones. So,
or
like,
the day
I'm
of
hoping.
day of practice, coach goes, I can't. Kid, sick kid. What? Doesn't matter.
Right. I
Something.
can't show up. Somebody else fill in for me.
And so, like, they send the email to all the parents, and I'm not gonna be the first one. I'm not jumping on the grenade because I don't want to. And then you get to like 2 hours before practice, and you're like,
we gotta.
Someone's gotta
practice.
coach.
Right.
Yeah.
so you're like, I'll do it. And then you get the instructions, and you're like, first of all, I read X's and O's, and this is arrows and
Right.
circles, and
But that's the thing. Like, that's. I think
it's more the
point we're
organization.
trying to
Yeah,
make
correct.
is
Yeah.
that
You'll get there. I can't
organization
wait.
comes
I
in.
understand your guys' point.
I can't
100%.
can't wait for
So,
that. Now we
I'm
have like
hoping to
3 or 4 years, so we're good, but it'd be great.
as little
Yeah.
as possible. But if it is something that I see, and that's the thing is like once you start making, and you're there with, you know, as far as you have an 8-year-old, so like you kind of know what his class looks like. Who are the parents in their class, and like, do I trust that someone has
That person.
all of the kids' best interests in mind more than, or as much as
Have you done
myself?
flag football yet?
No, and I don't know that we'll do flag football. Like I didn't start playing flag football until
Guys, I didn't play football until 5th grade.
Yeah, I played flag
second,
football in 5th and
third.
6th, and then tackle
third
in
and fourth.
7th.
So I
That
started
was-
playing flag football in 3rd grade. I played 3rd and 4th flag, 5th and 6th flag, and then we didn't start playing tackle football until 7th grade.
I
Yeah.
started
So-
tackle football immediately at 5th. That was my only football. I was baseball.
Right.
He wants to play football because clearly we watch a couple games.
Right.
There's football on
So you're
in the
starting flag
household.
football.
So he wanted to start
My
flag.
buddy has a 6-year-old that plays flag football.
Oh, it's gonna be so tough. Like I don't
Why do you have 6-year-olds playing flag football?
understand 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds getting into
My
it.
kid
Get
can
it.
catch one out of every 5 passes that I throw him from 5 feet away.
Yeah, me too.
Just run empty jet sweep. You'll crush.
Right. Only if you have one good athlete.
That's all that any team has.
Like, isn't
I'm
that
going
the point of
5
how
verts.
dumb it is?
5
I-
verts.
Hey,
Okay.
man.
With 5 verts. You're,
5 verts.
You're throwing.
No, just
You're
go
fading.
No one
four,
can catch.
4 verts, seam to the check down. Check down will be open every time.
How about we just run quarterback
Check down's
draw?
always open.
Quarterback
Doesn't
draw
matter
to
what
the
level
best
you're
athlete.
at.
Yeah, I
Check
mean
down's
that's the
open.
other approach. Like my 8th grade football team, we ran number 8 and 9 on the wristband, and it was quarterback sweep left and quarterback sweep right, and it was the biggest and best athlete on the team. It was all,
And all
and
of a
that was
sudden our
8th
team-
grade.
Everybody
And all of a sudden our
blocked.
team was
Yeah.
amazing, and it's like, no, your team wasn't amazing.
That
Like,
one kid was amazing.
right.
That's all that matters.
we got in
baby.
the way, and he ran for touchdowns.
Correct.
All right. So we diverge a little bit. We have kids, children. What
Right.
happened? That's going to happen a lot on this pod. It is what it is.
Yep.
Maybe we'll get some film. And
I
by the way,
hope not.
Hanson.
Speaking of kids,
Hanson
I'll
does
end
film us.
today's shows with the blooper of the week from Sunday.
Love it. Oh, yeah.
You were there.
I watched it in slow mo, and I was as terrified as you.
Yes, thank you.
But then I watched what happened, so I didn't jump out as fast as you. But
Right.
anyways, we'll get to it. Yes, Chris Hansen does our filming. You golf. You used to. I didn't say good. I said you
I play
golf.
golf twice a year, maybe.
Okay, so good, great. This foursome's gonna be awesome. Hansen said he's just gonna come out and film us. It's for his own stuff, but also for ours. Come out and just film around, and we're just gonna do Goon Squad
All right, perfect.
as a round with a professional filmer.
Perfect. That's what God, I love that.
Isn't it great? It'd be great.
The guy that does F1 and NASCAR is going to do 4 goons playing golf. I love that.
Legit goons.
Yeah.
Steve, ready?
No,
Might want to range it.
Bring your nicest
I-
polo.
Yeah,
I'll wear my flamingos.
I have a lot of polos. I have a lot of those.
See, you'll be good.
Are
That
you
was
going full coach gear?
if I
have to.
play golf.
Visor with
Yeah, but
and
can you
everything?
go? Can you go ear like these two?
No. Stop it.
No.
We're golfing.
That's a costume at that point. in time.
Thank you.
Well,
Although I did
Is your golf game a
refer-
costume?
He goes, wait.
I did refer to those clothes as my coaching costume
Yes.
because I would never wear them in a normal setting
Right.
Any
That's
other
at any other point in time.
All right.
Like,
We're gonna get into a little recap of when schedules came out, which is in like May.
I forgot about this, honestly, until
I know.
today.
It's July. Everyone's full into camp, NFL wise. College starts probably this week somewhere.
so your week
weekend.
0 games are this week. I think Northwestern Nebraska
This
is
week?
one. No, they're not. The games aren't this week. They're reporting this week.
Oh, geez, I was like,
Yeah.
what did I
No,
miss?
no.
So they're in 2
Yeah,
weeks,
it's like
3 weeks. What do you know the dates? How about that?
I'm talking reporting to camp.
I'm talking about the game of week 0.
Yeah, it would be August 27th, I believe,
So
is
we
the
are 1
Northwestern
month.
Nebraska.
1 month
One
and
month.
1 day.
I'd
Yes.
have to look at that
no,
to
1
be.
month. That's fair.
Yeah, 1 month away. So they're reporting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got them reporting, fully NFL reporting, which is going to be fun for our news and updates and everything that's going on. It's time. Football is here. Golf is winding down. Majors are over.
Golf
It's-
never wound up. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, Yes, it did. Okay, you'll get there, degenerate. We'll get you into golf and soccer. But here we are, and so we're gonna recap what we went through in our picks preseason on the day of scheduled launch.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start with Ryan because he's a Vikings fan. That's why we're starting with him. And I'm going to just run through the schedule real quick, and then we're going to go with more of the futures bet, and we're going to see what Steve's reaction is to every one of those. Okay?
Yo,
So I need you to pay attention and quit betting.
I'm trying to look up the lines on
That makes sense.
those teams.
So Ryan with the Vikings. They open up at home with the Packers week 1. They're at the Eagles for Monday Night Football. Home for the Lions. At Saints in London. Home for the Bears. At Dolphins. They have an early bye week in week 7. Week 8 is home for the Cardinals. At the Commanders, which I will screw that up all season long. They're at the Bills. Home for the Cowboys. Home for the Patriots for Thanksgiving. Wait, what? The Vikings are playing on Thanksgiving?
They added another
Against the-
Thanksgiving
Against the
game
Patriots.
this year.
That's such
Ew,
a weird thing.
that's
That's
I don't
the
like that.
that's the
Vikings playing on
extra
Thanksgiving.
That's the extra one?
I'm
'Cause
pretty
that's
sure.
not
Yeah,
cool. I don't like that at all.
the NFL is taking over, baby.
Yeah, baby. 3 home games in a row. They ended up that stretch week 13 against the Jets. Then they go at Lions. Home for the Colts against Matty Ice, baby. Christmas Eve, they've got the Giants at home. And then they finish at Packers at Bears. Futures bet at that time in May was over under 8.5 wins.
So the line hasn't moved really at all.
It hasn't?
It's at 9 on DK right now.
That's right. And we usually do FanDuel as well. You want to pull FanDuel up, or do you want me to do it?
Oh, you got it.
Thanks.
What do you think DRF has
By the way,
line?
Braves are up 2-0 on the Phils.
You asked.
Bottom 3.
I answered.
That's fair. Harris, homer. That dude's a beast. He should win Rookie of the Year.
I don't remember how
bats
we
like
did this.
8th.
Did only
He
Ryan
does, but look at that lineup.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
did only Ryan
It's great.
bet on his over under?
Oh, I'm not getting there. I just wanted to make sure. Let's get to the, overall. Oh, well, NFL. Oh, wow, FanDuel, you went, changed your app. Does yours look like that now?
It's got the dark theme. You
Yeah.
have a dark theme. It just
Bro, that
matches
just-
what's on your phone now.
That just changed. That's cool. But if I pick futures, oh, there we go. Now it updated. Okay. Here we are. It doesn't give me. That's dope. Anyways, Ryan went with the over. It was at -130 at that point
Of 8.5.
of 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we did that, we broke it down into the quarters. Well, thirds.
Right.
Thirds. He said the first third, right? So you got Packers, Eagles, Lions, Saints, Bears, and Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
So you go 6 games. He said they go 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
He said that they could beat the Packers.
FanDuel's still at 8.5, by the way.
So he went beat Eagles, beat Lions, beat
Oh,
Bears.
Strike that. Sorry, they're at 9.5.
9.5.
My fault.
Yeah, they
Ooh.
went up one.
I like that actually,
Mhm.
personally. He said Packers was a toss-up. He could see that as a loss. He liked the Eagles, Lions, Bears, Dolphins. That was his 4.
4, right?
His 4-2. A second, he had them going 2-3. There's a bye week in there, so don't forget about that. Which was the bye week. Cardinals, Commanders, Bills, Cowboys, Patriots. I think that's 6. Yeah,
Yep.
that's 6. I don't remember his games on that. And then he had them finishing 4-2, and that's against Lions, Colts, Giants, Packers, Bears,
And Jets.
Jets, Lions, Colts,
Yep.
Giants, Packers, Bears.
Yep.
And that's where he got his 10-7.
Correct.
How you feel, Steve? Vikings 10-7.
At 9.5, I'm definitely taking the under on that.
Wow.
At 8.5?
8.5 is a little bit harder. They have really pretty tough out of conference schedule looking at it.
But they're good.
So let's run through this.
They are good. I'm not saying
Can
they're,
you do a quick run
they're
through?
not good. Yeah, I can go
ready?
game by game.
All right, Packers.
I think week 1 that the Packers get them.
So they split with the Packers, you think?
We'll see
Okay.
where they're at.
Packers.
Eagles.
Eagles. At Eagles, Monday Night Football.
I like the Eagles a lot this year. So I think that the Eagles get them there as well.
Okay. I'm going to actually make...
I think they split with the
I went
Lions.
through this, but-
I'm not I have the schedule pulled up. I can go through it.
No, but I'm tracking what you're saying for
Gotcha.
hot takes later.
My fault.
All right, so Lions.
I think they finished 1-1 against the Lions. So however
Is-
you want to track that.
So we'll take the Lions
home.
at home. Yep.
We'll do the
Yeah.
home split.
Yeah.
Saints in London.
I think that the Saints get them. I like
Really?
Jameis to be good enough. The
F-
biggest question to
So
me
it's an
there
L.
is their
His knee?
head coach.
That's an L.
It's an L to me, but it's a W to...
No, it's an L to
To the
Saints.
Saints.
It's an L. It's a win for the Saints. It's a loss for the Vikings
Yeah.
in my mind.
I just don't trust Jameson, but whatever.
They should beat the Bears.
At Dolphins.
I think that I like McDaniels, and I think that they're regular season strong, and I think that they've went all in. So I think that the Dolphins get that.
Obviously,
How about the bye? You think
The bye?
they're
They
gonna
think
get
they
that
win that one?
It's hard to win the bye.
It's tough.
It's hard to win the bye. It'll depend on where
aren't
they
you
are
just
from an
fighting
injury
on-
perspective.
You're just
We'll go
trying
with
not
tie.
to lose the bye, right?
So we'll
yeah,
go with
you're
the
just
tie?
trying not to lose. Yeah.
That's fair. Cardinals. Home.
Is it what week are we
8.
on?
After their
So I think that the Cardinals win week 8. Every game after that they lose, right?
Touche.
You're not wrong.
They get the Commanders.
But
I'll give
Kyler
them that
Murray-
win.
That was news we forgot today, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. It's small. It's small news.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
It's
funny
so
news.
big. It's,
we can
we'll get
talk
to
about
that.
that next week.
Bills beat them. Cowboys, man, that's a tight game on Thanksgiving. I think the Cowboys win on Thanksgiving.
It's not Thanksgiving. It's the
Oh,
week
it's not the
before.
thing. Oh, my bad. I still think the Cowboys win.
He's got the Vikings as like the worst team in the NFL.
The Vikings win against the Patriots.
Ooh,
I'm
on
down on the
Thanksgiving.
Patriots.
Jets.
Uh,
Please be a damn W.
Vikings, yeah.
Lions again. This is the split.
Yeah.
Okay.
whatever
Colts.
I like the Colts.
Absolutely. Matty Ice,
and
baby.
so I think that
Super Bowl
Matt
champs.
Ryan will kick their quarterback can down the road just a little bit further. I think that the Colts get that. They beat the Giants. I'll give them one win against the Packers. I don't know which game it'll be week 1, and then I'll give them the Bears as well. So what did I end up with there?
6, 7, 3, 6, 9, baby. Yep. You got that?
Let's see how there's any way they finish worse than that.
9 and 8. They don't finish worse than 9 and 8.
So it depends on how high you are on the Lions. I think that the Lions are good. I think that they're due for a little jump.
Mhm.
I think that everybody hates Goff, but Goff took a team to the Super Bowl, and so I'm cautiously optimistic about the Lions.
No, that's
fair.
So he's over the initial, but basically you would be under anything that's come out since then, which is a lot of media being higher on the Vikings with the coaching change and stuff like that than would have initially been anticipated.
Yeah. Yep. And so I don't love the Vikings. You're counting on an injury riddled squad, and
Also
so
counting on Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I mean that's the big
That's a
thing.
different
The
take.
coaching
That's a different
change
take. That's
has
We got to
freed him.
We got to get to the Cowboys.
We gotta get to the
and
Falcons.
we'll end with the best team in America.
Why? We'll just real quick go through the easy ones. Do we think they're going to get 2 wins or no?
No, we're going Cowboys. I already typed it because
All
I'm going reverse of
I
that.
gotcha.
That's
All right, here we go, Steve.
All right.
Cowboys.
They've got.
Let's just go right to the game by game.
Yep.
Give me his
absolutely.
prediction.
Bucks.
What's their line?
So we're gonna go with his prediction. He's going under. Original futures bet was 10.5. However,
Okay.
he did have them as division winners at plus 105. He has them going 10-7.
Doing what the Cowboys do.
Yeah.
Lose after the divisional.
No, just be average.
Oh, just be average.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
the NFL there's true parity in the NFL, right?
absolutely.
It's set up that way, and it's awesome in that way, and that's why a lot of people prefer the NFL over college football. But so any win that you are over 8.5, or then
You're doing pretty well.
you're doing great.
Yep,
you
absolutely.
But the Cowboys are
Unless
the epitome
you're
of
Lovey, who
above
coached for the
average
Bears.
publicity with below average results.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're Coach Lovey for the Bears and go 10-7 and
Well,
get can't.
That's fair.
You had him as over 10 and the division winner.
under 10.5.
Under 10.5
division
winner.
Okay.
That's how
So here we go.
mediocre the
He
NFC
has them at
East
10 and
is.
7.
I
Has them
like
at
the
10-7.
I like the under.
Yeah.
I like the under pick with that. I don't like the division winner.
That's
pick.
because you like
Eagles.
the Eagles.
Yeah,
which
I like
is-
the
Okay.
Eagles, which is
So
also media.
You
hype.
also like Jalen Hurts.
So they
which
open
is,
up with the Bucks.
uh,
at home.
I think that the Bucks get them there.
Okay. Bengals
I think the
At home?
Bengals get them there.
at the G-Men.
Yeah, they win that game.
At home for Commanders.
They win that game.
At LA. Rams.
Rams win that game.
At Eagles.
I think they'll split that series.
So we'll just go home.
Yeah,
Home for the Lions.
they're gonna lose one of those that they should win, and I think that
they'll
the
probably
This
Lions.
is the one.
They'll actually probably lose the home game, knowing the Cowboys.
Yeah. And then home for the Bears.
I think that they beat the Bears.
Yeah. Bye week in week 9. Obviously, they'll probably lose that one. They're at the Packers.
I think that they can beat the Packers.
Okay. At Minnesota.
Who did I pick in the Minnesota preview? I don't remember.
You had the Cowboys winning.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll stick with that prediction.
The G-Men again.
I think that the Cowboys go 2-0 against the Giants.
Absolutely. Colts.
I think that the Colts will win that game.
Absolutely. Texans.
They better win that game. The Cowboys better win that game.
Amen.
Same with the next one. At Jags.
They better win that
Yeah, they
game.
win.
Yeah.
And then you said split with the Eags.
Yeah.
Titans.
I think that the Cowboys
17.
will beat the Titans.
Ooh.
And then they'll beat the Commanders. So what does that put me at?
Oh, over.
Oh, really? I got 11 on them?
Yep.
Wow.
Sure do.
Like, I mean, you just went 8-1 to finish the season.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
Do you
they
want to
have
retake that?
they have a very weak back half of the season. When you're talking about finishing,
We're talking about right now pre-camp, everything else going into it.
Texans, Jaguars, Eagles, Titans, Commanders. Now that's
This
me.
guy is clearly not a Cowboys fan.
That's
Commanders
me
are out of it.
saying the Commanders,
Well-
or that's me saying that, or thinking that the Titans are going to struggle a little bit more than they
Oh,
have
I
in
don't
the
disagree.
past.
There's just
So-
no way
also
the
week
Cowboys
17.
are going 8-1.
Yeah, I mean the factor that I'm probably being a little too dismissive of is that Mike McCarthy is their head coach, and he is
And that Jerry Jones is their owner?
Yeah,
Man, right.
and he's going to
And
say
then
something
Ezekiel Elliott's their starting running back?
that they paid $90 million to.
Right? And if they don't
Completely
have two of
unnecessary.
their top three receivers from last year, I mean,
And they're-
shall I go on?
Their O line is. I think people still
crumbling?
think their O line.
But
is
this is
good,
where-
but
this
they're
is where
not.
the-
They have two good O linemen.
But this
Yeah.
is where the emotions and then the knowledge, but also being a realist come into play.
my
because,
friend Steve here thinks the Cowboys are going to be good this year.
well,
He's making me
still,
go crazy.
I still think the Eagles are going to win that
Hey,
division.
But if I said
So-
10.5, there's no way until we went through that
Let's-
you were taking the over.
I mean, 10 and a half, or 10 and 11 is what you're talking about.
Right.
That's the difference between how we picked it. So
which is
like,
why the
Right.
over-under is good spot. It's a good spot.
But
so
I mean, that's
I-
also why I took
all
the
I know
under
is-
and division champs.
this is
because
why
the
the-
NFC East is
But this is why it's
So it's not
preseason.
good. Yeah.
So
Hot
inconsistent.
takes for later, so we
Yeah.
can talk shit.
Right, that's fine.
And we get to it. That's what it's
I
about,
mean,
right?
how am I mad? Like right now, I'm mad that he picked the Cowboys
Yeah.
to be good.
You absolutely are. You absolutely are.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
All right.
oh, 8-1, yeah, that sounds like something they did
Steve-
before they lost
Steve,
round
are you
one.
ready? Are you
let
ready
me
for
pull
the
up
Falcons?
schedule.
You should.
What's their over under?
You don't want to know. Over under is 4.5.
That's way too many.
I took the over. Did not pick them to win the division, obviously. In the first, it was pretty easy for me overall. First quarter.
Wait, Mariota's going to
first
start
third.
for them, right?
Yeah. First third, I took them going 2-4. Second, third, I took them 2-4. Third, I took them 1-4 for an overall record of 5-12. That's where I got the over.
Okay.
Are they still at 4.5 now?
That's not my job. It could be your job because you have
Yeah.
an empty phone.
And I
He's
have
doing
the schedule pulled up.
and he has a schedule. So
About that life.
I ain't about
Not
that
my
life.
style. Do you see it
I'm
written on a
guessing
piece of
there's
paper?
No,
not my
I
style.
know it's not written in chicken.
I'm
soup.
guessing if anything, their win total went down because people would probably be going taking
Some
an
people
under
are. Yeah, some people are.
on
Yeah,
them.
it's
but-
driving it down from a betting perspective.
Yeah,
I would
from a
do that.
betting
All right, so let's go week by week. Open up at home against the Saints.
I think the Saints take that. Rams take week 2.
Uh,
Seahawks is a winnable game.
so do they beat Seahawks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Browns.
I think the Browns beat them
So
because the
All-
Falcons are bad everywhere. So
there is no argument from the Falcons fan.
Yeah.
The thing that makes this different for me as a Falcons fan is the fact that they don't know who's starting quarterback. Maybe we'll know by then.
The starting quarterback thing with the Browns, they're so good at running the ball and they're
That's true.
strong on
They'll pound
defense that like they're going to
agree.
keep games close with or without
Absolutely. You're not wrong.
with Deshaun or with or without Deshaun Watson. And so would they be in a better situation if they were able to keep Baker happy?
They're
Yeah, but
Clearly losing to the Bucks. That's not a
Yeah.
shot. Niners,
I think they lose the Niners,
Bengals,
lose the Bengals.
Panthers.
What a barn burner that'll be.
Like 4-2. Like those aren't football numbers.
I'll take the Panthers. I'll take the Panthers.
Okay. Chargers,
Chargers.
Panthers,
I'll take them to split that. I'll give the
Yeah.
Falcons that.
Bears. Ooh, for all Bears fans.
I'll give that to the Bears.
I wanted to go to so on paper before debacle, I was like, hey, Bears fans, let's go. Let's go to Atlanta. Let's have a weekend. We can watch the Braves because they're playing actually at home too. And now I'm like, yeah, we're not traveling. It's just not worth it. At Commanders.
Commanders beat them. Steelers beat them.
Will definitely lose the bye week.
Saints beat them. Ravens beat them.
Cardinals.
They'll beat the Cardinals, I'll say. Just because I said Kingsbury will lose
Just 'cause.
every game to finish the season.
And so this is actually a lot of what I had. I actually had them beating, I think, the Bears or the Commanders. But I think in week 18, the Bucks aren't in it. Like they're in it. But I mean, they're not playing anybody. This is one of those games that the Falcons win because the Bucks are playing second string guys. To me personally.
Yeah, I'll disagree with that.
That's fine.
I don't think I
100%
think the
fine.
Bucks are still obviously very good. That we were talking earlier, and they would be my favorite to pick, or they would be my Super Bowl pick right now. But I don't think that they're good enough to get out of to be in that position. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think that Tom likes
They need to
play
win
a
to
lot.
get a first round bye.
Yeah, I
whatever.
think there's
They
going to
need
be
a rush
something on the line
Yeah.
at that point in time that's going to be meaningful enough for them to play their starters.
Mariota's tired of running around all year.
That's fair. I
Yeah,
mean,
Mariota's probably going to get hurt too.
week 2, 3. Anyways, you had them going 4-13. I had them going 5-12. Again, I had them beating the Bears or Commanders. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's where I had
Probably
their
had
5.
the Cardinals beating them too.
And you had the Cardinals.
I had them beating the Cardinals.
Yes. So there's that. So you had the under. You said the under, and then you also ended
Yeah.
up with 4-13. That's where we end up, fellas. Right there. That's what we got. Steve
Those
doesn't
are-
have a team, so he's going to be the pick'em guy, the fan guy, the one who talks the most shit. Apparently, he's a Cowboys homer, as the stats say. So
Yeah.
that's
You know
weird.
the worst part about that? Like, that makes me feel terrible.
Doesn't it? Yeah,
Like,
so they're going like 2 and.
don't root for my team. They're not that good. Don't do it to yourself,
So
man.
they're going 2-15. It's
Save
fine.
yourself.
Save yourself. I just absolutely love that. So next week, which is going to be a great episode. Steve is going to be with us full time. I know this was a guest spot, but unless you guys say no, doubtful. His voice is
Yeah, let us hear from
soothful.
you. If you hate Steve, let us know.
We'll get him out, but his voice is soothful. We're going to have a lot more coaching.
It's like a nice cup of honey lemon tea
Exactly, that's
to
what I
a
was
sore
thinking.
throat.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We're going to have a lot more coaching insight, a different perspective this year with the lineup. Last year we had 2 fans and then 2 football players. Now we've got 3 D1 players all for the same squad. And then we've got a wrestler who's a fan. It's going to be a different dynamic, different lineup that we have. We are more of a show, one degenerate, better.
Wait, is Steve a voice of reason? I would have said that up until his Cowboys picks.
Yes and no.
Okay.
And I say that. Yes, because of his overall, when we get emotional. Yes.
Right.
Betting, negative no.
No.
100% no.
No,
He's going to be the degenerate
All right.
who does off-the-wall things that make no sense to the rest of
And
us.
we will definitely share that with you.
100%. We
Yeah.
will roast Steve every time that we get. Like right now, he's making a bet, probably.
Yeah. We'll definitely recap those
What are you
bets
doing right
next
now?
week.
I'm checking bets.
Yes. So we screenshot our bets. So they'll be screenshotted. We'll pull them up. We're definitely going to pull up Steve's over the last. Well, we can't do 24 hours because
Right.
the
list
you'd
is
have to
too long.
scroll
Yeah.
very long.
Santa doesn't even have a list that long.
But we'll do at least 1 or 2 screenshots, not the 12 that he's doing right now.
That's fair.
I mean, I got 15 dinger plays, baby.
15 dinger plays.
How many of those
Quote,
plays have to hit in order
15
for you to be
games.
net positive?
3-ish, depending on the odds.
Braves are up 3-0, mid 4.
That's always a good discussion to have, though, just as from like the betting public, is that, yeah, you can place a lot of bets, but as long as you're making sure that the numbers work.
Yeah, so if anybody is actually interested, the promo on FanDuel on Tuesdays is Dinger Tuesdays, and you have to place a $25 home run bet on. You could do it for one game, you could do it for every game.
Right.
I choose to do it for almost every game, because you get a $5 free bet for every home run hit in each game that you bet. And so as long as you can convert those free bets at a reasonable rate, my conversion rate is about 60% on free bets, then you're still making money. And most of the time you at least break even, if not make a little bit on your home run bet.
What's your Twitter handle?
Pull it together, man.
See, the worst part is I only have your coach one.
I changed. It's the same.
Oh,
I just
same.
changed the one
Gotcha,
that I had.
gotcha.
So you're
Okay.
probably following me.
I was like, haven't seen those. So follow at what?
Pull it together, man.
Pull it together, man. And that's a great point. When we talk about betting, we're not, when we say degenerates, yes, he might be degenerate because he makes 1,000 bets a week, whatever. But ultimately, what we're trying to do is help you make money. That's the whole game, right? The whole reason we have this show is because of Black Mammoth and our other firms that sponsor this show. By the way, new website coming out August 1st. Check it out. We're going to highlight that next week. But also, the fact is we're trying to make you money. So what we're trying to do is educate you the best ways to do so, right? Remember last year when Stoy got in trouble by PointsBet because all he was using is their free bets and making a lot of money off of them, and then they nullified that? Those are the opportunities that we're trying to talk about. Use your free bets correctly and accordingly. They're there to entice you to spend more money, yes. But if used correctly, they actually will allow you to be profitable in the game. Yep. Steve has been betting since March. And overall, I'm not going to say pull up your P&L, but overall, clearly you haven't gone bankrupt because you're still betting. I hope.
I've won money.
Might not be the reason you've got to, decided to go back to work, whatever. But what I'm saying is, how are you doing? And overall, what is your strategy mentality?
So I, very early on, one of my buddies put me on to plus EV or EV betting. So I don't know how many people are familiar with that. It feels like it's kind of like a niche of gambling, social media and stuff like that. There are people that believe only in only doing that, and there are people that believe in only doing massive parlays or just straight bets. And so you can win money in all of it. But the reason I do that is because over time it's proven to be profitable for me. Like they run the numbers. It's a lot of odds comparison and things of that nature. There's a very layman's way of explaining it. And I don't even do the math on a lot of it. So I follow smarter people than me, and we can go through some of that stuff throughout the season. But I win only about 30% of my bets, to give people perspective on it. I win only about 30% of my bets, but my ROI ranges from about 13 to 15%. So it's about playing promos correctly and playing the right boosts and things like that. And like I said, I take no credit for knowing how to do most of the stuff. It's just been following the right people and being able to latch on to those people. So, yeah.
And I think that's a huge point. We let's see if I can pull it. Oh, I'm not going to pull it.
Well, a lot of times we say even the best guys in the world, the best handicappers are winning, 55 to 57. And like Steve's point is that like it doesn't even have to be that, as long as you are making the right
decisions, value
bets within free bets and stuff like that. So like there are so many different ways to win money, and it's not just being a sharp. Yep. It is following the numbers, but following the right numbers and being super consistent with following those numbers.
And take that to heart, because we're gonna, and I'm gonna talk about it here. But overall betting, like we bet on half part of the season every game, and when we bet, I meant we picked every game. And you can do that. This is another strategy, but overall, what I'm trying to get to is you're gonna win about 50% of the time. If you're lucky, really, it's a little bit lower. But last season, JMJ went 53.35% when we started halfway of every game. Every game, over under money line spread. 53.35%. I went 51.89%. Ryan went 50.84%. Cole, who started like 2/3 of the way through, basically, roughly, went 51.32%. Overall, we went 51.85%. So college, we were all higher, actually, except for Cole. But what I'm saying is, like, it's a long game. It's not you're going to make 2 bets and win $200,000 that you see on Twitter all the time, right? You're not. That's not real.
That's was the hardest thing for me to realize when I started, because I started hot. I started basically in March Madness, and you play with free bets, and like I wasn't tracking at that time, but even if you are tracking, it's very easy because you're betting without cost to yourself, and so even if you are tracking, you're registering those as $0 bets, and so it's very easy to say, oh, I'm up $1,000 right off the bat. This is amazing. And that's why they give you those free bets, because then they're banking on the idea of you doing it long enough to lose all of that and more back to them, right? Because you say, oh, I went up 1,000, down 1,000, I can get more, you know? And so But yeah, it's realizing that it's a long game has been difficult, because you do see, the books pump out on social media, on Twitter, they pump out the $2 to $10K parlays and things like that. And I'm not saying I don't play some of that stuff. You know what I mean?
You're a degenerate.
Like,
Let's be real. It happens.
I mean, so my favorite bet that I've placed so far in the 4 months that I've been doing it was Sunday. I bet Sandy Alcantara 9+ Ks and the Marlins to win at +600, and I took 10+ Ks and the Marlins to win at +1100, and I hit on both of those. And that felt good because it felt like there was no EV behind that. There was nothing. It was just
me,
I love
Steve,
Alcantara, and the Pirates suck.
The Pirates.
Well,
he's right.
And then they went to extras, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose. I should have, because the week before, or a couple weeks prior, I had hit on Alcantara against the Braves, and the Braves beat them, and that was like, I don't know, +15 or 1600 for Alcantara to throw 10 Ks and the Braves to win. And so I was like, I should have done that. I should have
done that.
So those are more fun. Those are more like, I don't know, you feel like you have an advantage in your own mind, which is dumb to think, because the books have the advantage. Always. So finding ways to
always,
unless you play against the books, then you feel like you have the advantage.
No, that's not. That's
what do you mean
the
playing
whole point,
against
though,
the book?
is like,
You're always playing against the book.
No, what I'm saying is we started tracking it in golf.
Yeah.
FanDuel against DraftKings and finding the best value.
Yeah, for sure. Line shopping is a highly underrated portion of it. So like, I am extreme in that I have accounts on.
How many accounts do you have? All the betting apps in Iowa right now.
Yeah, so I have
all of them.
I think I have all of them. I'm fairly so
he
I
shops all of them.
I shouldn't say that. I don't have Circa.
Right.
It's
because
the newest, right?
But
correct?
DRF and Betfred just came
into
in Bally. So, and I'm Circa has no sign up bonus, so I'm
not doing it.
I'm not a sharp. I don't have a need to put $3,000 on an NFL win total, and so I'm not going to probably play a lot on Circa. I play a lot on FanDuel. I play a lot on. I used to play a lot on DK until DK ate it in the NBA Finals and took away all the promos.
I've been lighting up the MLB DraftKings promos, by the way.
Which DraftKings promos?
Bro, I get 30 to they do the tiered boosts.
The SGP, stepped up SGPs.
I love me some SGPs.
What do you play?
Right now they're doing the roulette. You just push spin the wheel, and they give you something.
I haven't looked into that. I saw that come through yesterday.
Cool. I've gotten a 50% boost and 33% boost.
So they over the last week they had an SGP promo where if you played $50 in SGPs or $50 in normal parlays a day for 4 days, then you got $100 free bet. So I have that $100.
They're also doing daily MLB SGPs.
They have brought those back, but I have a $10 limit on that, and so it's really hard for me to justify going through and finding 10 lines that I like. And
that's fair. But they're out there, is what we're saying.
So there are tons of stuff. There are tons of
folks,
boosts and stuff like that out there.
This is what we call the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It
is.
Which we will enter
always
a lot. This is why I had, and we removed, but like we'll definitely become a part of what we're talking about, the degenerative segment.
Oh, bets. Yeah, this is it.
This is great insider betting from a very, it's a base level because we're not professionals, we're not sharks, as Steve said, but also from a perspective of this is how you make money if you are common man.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're
that's
a
perspective we really haven't had, and I really appreciate it from Steve's side.
And that's what we are. We're just common people.
Mm-hmm.
Now we play D1 football, coach, etc. We have some experience, but I don't believe most of that experience comes into play.
No, but the stuff that Steve is specifically talking about,
he learned in 3 months. He is now
correct, which is the biggest. That's better than anything.
Oh yeah,
let's be honest. That's better than anything us three have had to offer.
He's bet more in 3 months,
or he's bet more Ryan, or don't even pay attention to me.
He's bet more in 4 months than we probably have combined in the last 12 months. I bet.
No,
I would like to put a shitty shot on that, and we can do the math later, but I bet that is true.
yeah, I don't disagree.
I've got my totals.
We don't, and I know I've
I'm
done.
not betting against.
I've done
that.
4 in 2 weeks, so
No, yeah,
I think the math works out for Steve.
Yeah.
100%.
It's fun stuff.
I'm a daily bettor. The most in handle that I've had on a day was actually on Saturday, and I had 1,000 out, $1,000.
Do you care to tell us that you were positive or negative?
I was up
number.
about $300.
Oh.
Actually, Percy,
Yeah.
he was the one that ended up kind of ruining that day because I had a $25 bet out on him to win that tournament at -155, which is not a bet that I would normally take, but I had a $1,000 playthrough.
He was also 4 up
on MGM, and he was 4 shots up, and then he was playing well early, and so I kind of put it to bed and didn't think about it, and then you guys started blowing up the Slack channel, and I was like,
Heavy.
you got to be kidding me. Like, I was so pissed about that.
Yeah.
So
which good point, by the way. We do have our own chat that we speak about things that aren't always on air, that we're going to highlight more this season as well. We're just going to screenshot them, let the team pull them up as we tweet them out. So some of the things that we talk about, that we're talking about right now, will not always be on air. They're in our chats. They will be screenshotted. They will be on Twitter. They just necessarily won't be on, our show. But follow us. Ultimately, that's what that means. Follow us, subscribe, do all those things, because you'll get those. And Steve will have more than the rest of us.
Just follow Steve. You'll be 10 to 13% ROI. He's your new.
Is that over 4 months?
He's your
yeah, that's
financial representative.
100% of my bets. I went back probably a month in and tracked everything.
That's 39%, 45%. That's legit, right there. Over a year.
I'm not sure.
ROI.
Can you afford?
You've only
to
done
have,
for 4 months. I'm
can
saying
you
like
afford
I
to have this
annualized
guy
it.
on?
Oh,
For you.
yeah.
Can you afford to have him on?
I don't know. We'll see.
Like he's gonna take your job.
Well, he's gonna bring in sponsors and stuff. So yeah,
No.
we'll figure it out.
No, I've really enjoyed it. It's given me, I've dove headfirst into it, and I was a stay-at-home dad for a couple months in there, and so that helped my ability to place a lot of bets daily. Work has really
But
gotten
this
in
will
the
be
way
your
of that.
first full
Stupid
football
work.
season.
Yeah, I haven't bet football, college football, NFL. I've
It
never
gets-
bet that before.
Going into the dungeon.
It gets.
Um,
That's where we all ramp up, and it gets.
It's no Dinger Tuesday. Let's put
No,
it that
I
way.
promise you that. Not until not until the action.
Well, yeah, but that's a whole nother.
But
like,
that's a whole sector.
action's like
Maction,
one small
yeah,
part
I'm
of
excited for
Dinger Tuesday.
Maction.
And by the way, this year, we've decided Maction is going to be its own segment. Maction happens a lot later in the year on Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Well, really Tuesday, Wednesdays. And some of those games will go live. We'll be live betting, which Steve doesn't really do much live betting.
I don't.
I
There's
love me
not
some
a
live
lot
betting.
of not a lot of plus EV opportunities in the, in the
I
live
don't know
betting
what that
space.
means, but there
so
is.
The
He just
math.
hasn't followed
The
it.
math says
The math
thing is,
says
usually,
that
stay
like,
away.
when
the
things
books
get
have a very large advantage
when
on
things get
live betting.
hot and heavy,
Ding, ding,
and
ding.
you can pick 4 or 5 teams that are minus 800 and above, it makes things a little easy. Little teaser. You get a little teaser. You put a little $5 on them, you get them.
this is
I do
is the end.
This is the end, but I'm just saying. What I'm
We
saying
need to
is,
stop giving this advice right
Yes,
now.
right.
I'm not. Hey,
This feels like
for compliance reasons, I don't give advice.
Yeah,
These are my opinions.
opinions only.
It's literally
Sorry.
Not
it's what
the
our
opinions
disclosure
of
says at the end of the
Black
episode
Matt.
anyway. So we're good. But these are my opinions. Please don't follow this as advice. These are not good, solid investment decisions.
Your best
No,
investment
not
would
at
be
all.
fading.
But let us know if you want Steve on next week. He may or may not be here, depending what you say.
Nice.
Playing this to be
I like
bad.
that. I like that.
Otherwise, Ryan's not here. So like, subscribe, follow all of us.
Comment.
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 Drive the
Comment.
algorithm, baby.
Please comment the hell out of us. We'll respond.
Tell me how you like Steve's man bun.
Yes. Please do.
Better or worse than Aaron Rodgers?
A little shorter,
Yeah.
a little more
No,
Asian.
I don't care
Much
what you're.
shorter.
I want other
But
people's comments.
follow us at Black Mammoth _ at No BS Goon Squad _ at Single 16. At
Correct.
Stoy _ Hall and at
Pull it together, man.
Pull it together, man. Where'd that come from? What the?
I don't know, man.
Okay, cool.
The
just-
T
I'll
and it together is only one, though.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
don't. And at Rye Guy,
Discovered tonight.
there's a number there, Rye Guy 42 or something like that. But anyways, come at us. As always, we will tell you, bring the heat. We're here for it. Apologize for the one episode of
You can't handle the
when
heat. Get
Phil-
out of the kitchen.
Phil Mickelson when it got hot. We didn't have stuff corrected, so we didn't have the notifications.
Yeah.
Love the comments on that. Come back at us.
Yep.
We're all ready to get hot and heavy with you on that. And let us know what you want to know, what you want to learn specifically from our coach, from our defensive expert or offensive expert,
EV expert.
or our wrestling expert, because it's not wrestling season.
Can you bet college wrestling? I'd bet that.
I don't know if you can, but soccer, you should do that. Women's soccer
you
specifically.
can eventually when the duels and stuff come out.
And
Nice.
let us know. And as always, please make sure that you put all the prayers out there for Cole to continue to have more shitty shots. We appreciate you.
Yeah, he needs
Have a good
prayers
night.
for that.
Olsen just dong.
Did he?